What's going on, folks? Thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 719, 719, for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is Monday, September 30th, 2024. And before we start, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show across the internets and throughout the world. And let everybody you know, let them all know that the True Capitalist Radio show is in effect and in the house. And once again, this is episode 719. Now, before we get into the broadcast, I want to remind everybody that I did have a Twitter Spaces yesterday, which is an option for you to have some kind of an audio-based interactivity amongst X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. And I did announce yesterday that we are no longer having text-to-speech, all right? Now, as much as I appreciate all you troll terrorists, cyber vermin, pieces of trash, interrupting my broadcast and doing all this crap, I've noticed that it takes a lot of time out of not only this show, but the other broadcasts that I do. So all we're going to do is buy me a coffees. Once again, it's right there at the bottom in the middle of the screen, buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics. And we are going to be acknowledging the Rumble rants because Rumble allows you the opportunity to go ahead and donate and acknowledge some Rumble rants, like Belligerent Brian right here. Will you service my smeckle? Were you the idiot that always donated that on Donation Alert, you piece of trash? And Devious Dave, are you going to be handing out candy this year for Halloween? I don't know. I may do a show on Halloween. I have no idea. And once again, the chat box on the bottom left is exclusive for the True Capitalist Radio member chat. And by the way, you could still join the True Capitalist Radio member chat today and still be mailed out the first trading card of the True Capitalist Radio show exclusively for True Capitalist Radio members. And if you want to join, once again, go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics. And cheers to all the members that are in the chat room. I will be in there after this broadcast. So cheers to each and every one of you. But anyway, it's been a while since I've talked to you folks on the True Capitalist Radio format. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some markets, shall we? Now, folks, since I've been gone, we have had an interest rate cut of 0.50%. And as I stated, this train is never late. After a substantial amount...
Buy that for $1.
Thank you, Ghost Number One fan. We will get to Buy Me a Coffees at some point in the broadcast. I will, and this is why I'm doing it this way, so that we can keep a flow to the broadcast. So cheers to Ghost Number One fan. But I do want to talk a little bit about how we are, in my opinion, in some kind of a recession. All right? And cheers to Froppy. We'll get to yours. We'll read yours as well. We are in recession, in my personal opinion. Now, you've got a lot of folks out there that don't realize it. And this is what I keep telling the True Capitalist Radio chat and the Inner Circle, that we are in a situation in the market that we've never seen before. We have had so much printed money, and that printed money is circulating everywhere. And as I think I've stated many times on this broadcast before, over 50% to the 60 percentile range of the circulated currency that happened, or that was circulating, I should say, after COVID, was printed during COVID. So we have never had this kind of idea of this much money circulating. And moreover, another thing that we haven't had is the meme coin, meme stock phase, where conventional wisdom of investing goes completely out the window and people just invest because they like what the stock means to them, or they liked it as a kid, or some nostalgic bullshit. Even though these stocks like AMC and GME, their business models are tanked, they're completely in debt. It's ridiculous, all right? But this is the kind of mentality that we're dealing with here. And I personally believe we're in recession, but I don't think people realize it because of this factor of having so much money circulating in the economy, and at the same time, this, dare I say, lack of appreciation for money, because people have lost appreciation for money. I mean, you take a look at what the kind of products are being produced. It's nothing that's actually solving problems. It's all a bunch of tchotchke crap is what it is. And I don't mean to go off on a tirade here, but this is, in my opinion, the complete, should I say, submission to the socialist out there that try to claim that, if we give the money to the people, everything will be great. And if we give the money and reinvest it in the people, everything will be great. The exercise in socialism during COVID should tell everybody that if we just give random people money for no damn reason, they will burn it on ridiculous, gluttonous crap. Ridiculous, gluttonous crap. And you take a look at the products that are being produced out here. You take a look at the price of some of these ridiculous tchotchke products. And this is what the focus is for production. And my argument is, for all these socialists that want us to submit to this crap, we've already practiced this during COVID. This was the biggest American exercise in socialism. And what did it culminate? It culminated into nothing. I mean, most of the American males are weak in this country, and we're going to get to that in just a second. We've got a lot of folks out here that are comfortable that they can just live with their family or live with their parents or live with their single mother. There's somebody condoning, that's how comfortable we are. There's somebody condoning somebody else's laziness or lack of motivation or whatever you want to call it. So that's the kind of money that's circulating in America. And I personally believe that we are in recession. We don't know it yet. Take a look at this. Recession in 2025? Top economists are making their bets. I think that we're already there. The stock market hasn't realized it, and other markets like crypto haven't realized it as well. But as I've stated, after a substantial time of monetary tightening, what happens? You have a substantial decline, specifically in the markets. All right, once the rate cut happens, and that rate cut has already happened, so give it time. That train is never late. All right, now let me give you a reason why I believe this. First of all, let's take a look at today's markets before I get into anything else, okay? Now, today's markets, as you can see from that chart, they don't know whether they're coming or going. No idea whether they're coming or going. Take a look at that. It went down for no fucking reason, excuse my French, at 2 o'clock, and then decided to have a rally at the end of the day. Nobody knows what the hell's going on because many of the folks that are now participating in this market don't have the experience of witnessing the 09 crash or the 99 crash or the crash of 87 or the crash of 78 or the crash of 76. I mean, they haven't experienced this. So people don't recognize the writing on the wall, and many folks that are in the institutional realms of Wall Street, they see it. And before I go on, I want to acknowledge some Rumble rants. Alex of Resurrection, hey, Ghost, in Tennessee where I'm at, we've been affected by the hurricane. I know that. We're going to get to that in a minute. I want to say thoughts and prayers to the folks that have been afflicted with that hurricane in not necessarily Florida. I mean, Florida did take a brunt end of it, but it's the folks in Asheville, I read, is just completely decimated. That's in North Carolina. Folks in Georgia, Tennessee especially, I saw a dam break out there. So cheers to you, and I'm glad you are okay. But your water hasn't been affected, according to him. So cheers to you, Alexander the Resurrection, man. I hope everything's going good with you and everybody else in that community and every community that is afflicted with this disaster. And now, by the way, since we're talking about this, I hate to hear these Democrats, whenever there's some natural disaster that's afflicting America, they always like to say, oh, Republicans don't like socialism until it afflicts them. This is not a practice in socialism whenever there's a government assistance to folks that are afflicted with a natural disaster. Okay? We pay taxes at every single fucking level. Sales taxes, personal income taxes, you name it. Corporate income taxes. This is just like an HOA. If I could compare it to anything, it's an HOA in which the HOA, in this case the government, is doing its duty because we pay fucking taxes. So I just want to put a point of emphasis on that. Whenever you hear these stupid fucking Democrats or these socialists try to claim that, the Republicans hate socialism until the government comes in after a natural disaster. Hey, get the hell out of here. We're taxpayers. All right, that's what the government is supposed to do. The hell out of here. I'm sorry. I hate to hear that argument. We're hearing it from the Democrats, and it makes me sick. Anyway, Jax, screw you. I'm not going to be handing out AIDS burgers, all right? Mama Luigi, will there be a movie night on Halloween? I have no idea. That's a very good question. I am going to announce here, probably in the next couple of days, that I am going to have a contest on who is the best-looking GhostPolitics for Halloween. I think I'm going to give away about like $100 maybe $200 in crypto or something. So it's an even exchange. Nobody has to worry about anything. So I'm going to make that official announcement here in the next couple of days. So cheers to you.
That for $1.
And thank you, JSEV. And by the way, I'm going to read the Buy Me a Coffees here in just 1 second. Camaro, hey, Ghost, are you going to try to watch the shit I have? Yeah, we will. Absolutely. Of course, man. Camaro, RS09, man, cheers to you. And let me get to these Buy Me a Coffees who just came in. First and foremost, Kits. I want to say Kits does a flip. Cheers to you. Sorry I missed the Twitter circle. It's a Twitter Spaces, but whatever. I'm more upset of Chris Christopherson's death than Dark Razor's death. That's right, Chris Christopherson, believe it or not. Hold on, let me put the PC shot on. Chris Christopherson, believe it or not, 88 years old. I mean, this guy used to date Janis Joplin, all right? So it is what it is. And by the way, if you're donating $1 on Rumble Rant, I'm not going to read all your Rumble Rant. I'm going to read it and I'm going to acknowledge it, and that's it. All right. That doesn't mean because I took away text to speech does not mean that you have. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to go buck wild and write a fucking novel for $1. No. All right. So FYI. Jesus Christ. Anyway, a serious question I have will be. Hold on, wait a minute. Mod me a coward. Stage capitalist coup at work got my boss fired. Are you proud of me, Dad? Well, I hope that you get the job. All right, Mod me coward. Anyway, serious question. Who will be the leader of the MAGA movement now that Trump said he won't run for re-election if he loses? That's the thing about it. I don't mean to be getting political here in the financial section there, Kits, but the reason that I am not favorable to Trump because he backstabbed me and he backstabbed everybody else that supported him in 2016. If you don't believe me, why don't you go ask Julian Assange, all right? And ask him if he is pro-Trump right now. Julian Assange, that is, was single-handedly the reason why Trump won the election. Does everybody, Jesus Christ, does anybody forget that? Does everybody not remember that? I mean,
I'd buy that for $1.
Thank you, the base department. We'll read that in a minute. He was the guy, Julian Assange, through WikiLeaks, that released the DNC emails exposing
I'd buy that
the
for
absolute.
$1.
Hey, cheers to the base department. I'm going to read yours in a minute. It was the single-handedly the thing that gave Donald Trump the election. It showed how disgusting and criminal fucking organization-based the Democrats were. And you know something, folks? What people should take from that is that the Democrats were able to take whatever was exposed during those DNC leaks and move on from it and change their image. And they've changed it at least a few different times since then, and that's why they have been so successful post-2016. And that, in my opinion, is the reason why we as Republicans are not being successful at all. We refuse to leave something that worked in 16 behind in 2016. And I know all you idiots are saying, well, Ghost, you're unfaithful, you're unloyal to Trump. Look, our American system is not made based upon being loyal to one person. All right? Our American system is based upon voting for somebody who is electable, first and foremost, and is going to actually have the influence, the passion, and the courage to implement policy once they're elected. That's why we vote for people. And if we vote for them, and the shit they say during the time that they were running for their election, if that doesn't come to pass when they're in office, then they got to go. All right, they got to go. That's how it is. It's a battle of ideas. It's not a battle of individuals. And that's what is really unfortunate in today's political climate. That's why I'm not very enthused about this election at all. It's horrible. Anyway, Mama Luigi with a $5 Rumble rant. I feel more bad for Sayuri than I do Dark Razors. Poor Japanese music artist got very ill and her voice is debilitated. And it's a sad way to die, and 28 is too soon. I have no idea who you're talking about. That's horrible. And no, I'm not a Jewish psyop there, Ryan Wesley Roth. That's a horrible name. And trolling the interwebs, imagine being loyal to any politician in the year 2024. That's a very good sentiment there. I'm not joking around, man. So cheers to trolling the interwebs, and you're absolutely correct. That's why I try to tell people that say that I'm disloyal to Trump. He was disloyal to me. And look, I don't want to get into it right now. I have some finances to do. I want to read Kitts Does a Flip. He said, alternatively, speaking of who's going to lead the MAGA movement after Trump's gone, alternatively, who do you think will be the Republican nominee for 2028? I think it's up for grabs right now. That's why I want this political cycle to hurry up and finish, and hopefully most of the MAGA stuff is eliminated by being voted out. Like, they're so insignificant that the party can kind of resurrect itself into some semblance of morality. You know what I'm saying? In some semblance. And I've talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it later here, when we get to the political stuff. And Camaro RS09, sorry, I thought you read the dono wrong at first. Well, I didn't, dude. Cheers to you, and we're going to be on the next enemy, by the way. All right. So let's just hope it's not Sofa Cuck, J.D. Vance, and the PayPal Tech Mafia puppets. I do agree with this, dude. All right. And cheers to Kitts Does a Flip. All right. They're talking about, what is it, monkey attack? All right. This is something for totally useless news. Cheers to Kitts Does a Flip, man. I appreciate it, man. Cheers to you. All right. Let's read these other ones, dude. I don't want to fucking, have to read all these all fucking day. Ghost is #1 fan. Ghost, I'm a serious listener of TCR, and I love your show. Good job for removing TTS. Stick it to those trolls. Ghost, my baby boo. What can I do to make you realize my love? All right, I'm not reading stupid shit like that. This is the True Capitalist Radio Show, you fucking weirdo. All right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, we've got Froppy. I'm upset at you for not making moves on those two. And $10 a three-way at Luther's. By the way, I'd feel lost too if my dad talked like that. Just saying. Thank you, Froppy, for nothing. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but thank you, man. J-Sev, of course, he's calling me a psyop. What else is new? And we've got Enemy Capitalist, Ghost Happy Monday, and the end of September. Great to cap off the month with having TCR, plus Monday Night Raws on tonight. Cheers, Maine. Well, I'm glad that you like Monday Night Raw. I personally will be watching the football. There's a doubleheader. I'm probably going to be watching the Seahawks because the other game, it's not going to be very good. Dolphins don't have their quarterback. Anyway, I don't want to make this a fucking sports show. But the base department, you should totally do a Halloween show. We can watch The Night of the Living Dead at night. It's public domain, and you won't get banned. Okay, Ghost #1 fan just donating, wants me to read the rest. All right, well, I'll think about that, base department. Cheers to you. And I do know, by the way, Night of the Living Dead is in public domain, just in case y'all want to. I know there's a lot of streamers that watch me on the DL, so if you want to do that, there you go. You got some fucking content you can do. Anyway, I made approximately 26,362 clay statues of you. I'll drop some off at your doorstep if you want. I might be wrong, but you live in the house with the cactuses, correct? I'm still trying to find my way around the neighborhood. I do have Mrs. Ghost added on Facebook, though. This is the 10th account. She blocked my other ones. I just want to comment under her photos that I love her dressed and the food she posts. I think it's your wife, at least. If not, I've been blowing up some random lady, LOL. Well, dude, me, Mrs. Ghost, we're not on any fucking social media. All right, I mean, I told Mrs. Ghost never, and me, myself, there's not a picture of me or Mrs. Ghost on the internet. And that's on purpose, all right, because of shit like this. So just FYI, if you think that anything that's on here is me, it ain't me, all right? Anyway, as I was stating, I think that we're in recession. Let's go ahead and get to the markets. We were just talking about how they were helter-skelter out here. Take a look at this Dow chart. The Dow, believe it or not, closed up modestly, 0.04%. Dow Jones Industrial right now is 42,330.15 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P 500 up modestly. It is up 0.42%. All right, S&P is at 5,762.48 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ also up 0.38%. NASDAQ is closing out at 18,189.17 points for the NASDAQ. Now, this is why I think that we're in recession. All right, and thank you, Five Finger Prostate Punch. I'm glad you're approved. He's got a rumble rant, by the way. Anyway, let me just give you my case. First of all, gold right now, it did take a little bit of a downturn, but I mean, this has been over-speculated, gold that is, leading up to this rate cut. So, you're going to have some topsy-turviness in gold, in my opinion. But I still think, metals is a decent opportunity. I think silver is a better opportunity. And, of course, oil, folks, is pulling back. A lot of reasons for that. But take a look at it. It is up modestly 0.16%, but it is right now, oil $68.29 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Now, let's take a look at commodities here. Now, this is why I'm telling you we are in recession. Now, the whole point of the Federal Reserve raising rates in March of 2022 was to bring down prices of general goods. And as you can see here, when you take a look at this category right here, year over year, this is the energy sector. Take a look at those negatives year to year, okay? So that is a reflection that prices are coming down, at least in energy. And as I stated, folks, once prices come down, that means people are going to have to get laid off. Divisions are going to have to be cut because anticipated profits are no longer there when the damn prices are forced to come down because of market conditions. So right off the bat, in my view, you take a look right here. I mean, ethanol is down year to year, 33%. Heating oil, by the way, heating oil I think is a good opportunity right now because we're about to enter into the fall. And once you see, I say this every year, once you see that northern Arctic front that gets Canada first, and then that northern Arctic front starts dipping down into the northern states, that's when heating oil goes up. You can already see it today alone. It's up 1.02%. But heating oil is down 30.58%. So you can see right here, prices are coming down. Take a look at metals, on the other hand. Take a look at metals. Gold year to year, 44.16%. Silver is up 47.86% year to year. And look, if you take a look at the silver price right here, I think this is very, very cheap at these levels right now, considering we're already in rate cut territory. Because the last time in 2009, when we had these big runs on metals, because we're going to have it again, I mean, what was it, $60 all-time high? I mean, now that we're seeing gold at $2,600, approaching $2,700, I don't think it's out of the question, in my personal opinion, that silver could go up to $100. I don't think it's out of the question. I mean, it's long term. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen over time here in the next probably 2 years. But you take a look at gold right now, it is pretty high. So if you're somebody that just doesn't have a lot of money, but you want to put your fucking cash, the labor that you put in, you want to put it somewhere, buy silver. In my view, the best way to invest in silver, from my experience, all right, this is my personal opinion, is in coinage. All right, any kind of silver coins, because the coin market adds value to the spot price of silver. I mean, and that's even to old 1964 quarters and dimes. Believe it or not, pre-1964 quarters and dimes are 90% silver. So that's why if you see any in circulation, you want to get those, and those are money. As a matter of fact, if you ask anybody who's in the business where the vending machine business that still accept coins, that's really where the profit is in vending. It's not necessarily selling the product, it's finding these uncirculated or back in circulation, because, people find quarters that grandma was hiding, or, these things go in circulation. Now, they're not as circulated as they were when I was suggesting that people should go to the bank and get rolls of quarters. That was like, in 2010 and 11? The banks are not dumb. They're now finding them and shit like that. But the coinage, going back to the whole point before I got off on the soliloquy about other things, the coinage, in my opinion, is the best way to invest in silver. Because aside from silver going up, the premium of whatever the coin value is, like some people in the coin business, in the coin market, they like coins that were minted by a certain mint, or they like coins that were minted by a certain year. They like, different types of nuances. So that's in my opinion. I think that this is a great opportunity for anybody who wants to entertain a position right now in silver and ride this damn rate cut, because you heard Powell. I don't know if y'all heard him. He said that they're expecting these rate cuts to continue until late 2025. And he was saying something around the range of, well, this is a projected. This is not for sure, but his projections were in the range of 3.45 or 3.50% interest rates by late 2025. So right now, folks, I mean, this is a good opportunity for silver, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get back to year over year. This is where the green is year over year. All right. Now, where prices aren't really coming down is in the things that we need to eat. All right, you take a look at, soybeans. Who gives a shit about soybeans? But you take a look at wheat year over year, 3.29%. Lumber is up modestly. It's actually way down from like post-COVID numbers when everybody wanted to get a house. You take a look at cheese. It's up 29.20%. Milk is up 26.75%. This is year over year. Rubber. Who knew? Rubber, 46.25%. Orange juice, orange juice has been on a binge for the past couple of years, by the way, and it's probably going to even get higher depending on what has been damaged in this hurricane. But it is up year over year, 29.88%. And take a look at coffee. Take a look at coffee. I'm telling you, we are addicted to coffee in this country and elsewhere. Coffee is up 82.31% year over year. So I'm pretty sure many of you coffee drinkers are feeling that in the pocketbook. Cotton has come down, luckily enough, but that'll be creeping back up as we get colder. It's one of those plays. Cacao is actually up 120.47%. I don't know if y'all have been seeing that in your chocolates. I hate chocolate, believe it or not. But they've been having a lot of problems in the Ivory Coast, which is where most of this cacao is actually produced. And they had a problem about 12 years ago with their leader, Gbagbo, not wanting to leave office. Now I believe it's some kind of rebel factions or some kind of shit happening that's fucking up the whole cacao production process, which is why you're seeing these dramatic increases. And Mod Me Coward, compare the price per bushel of wheat for the price per gallon, and you'll know where we're at. Farmer here. Well, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Because really, I think that under conditions of which when we have a recession, we start seeing gasoline prices go higher. So, it's going to be a bumpy road. And once again, the whole reason why I'm showing everybody all this is because you take a look, prices are coming down to a certain extent. And this reflects why the Fed, I guess, decided this September to pull the trigger on the interest rate cuts, because to me, it suggests that they're anticipating an accelerated economic downturn at any moment. Because every time after a substantial amount of monetary tightening, we've been monetary tightening since March of 2022. Now that we've got rate cuts, every time the market contracts by at least 40%. I'm talking the stock market. And once that happens, everybody starts selling anything because, people need money. You're going to see it. It happened in 2009. That train is never late. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just trying to keep everybody a heads up. And on top of which, if it isn't that, did you hear what's about to happen tomorrow? Take a look at this. All right, dock workers likely to strike at East and Gulf Coast ports. So, this right here can literally cause $4 billion in losses a day. And, I find it ironic. It's always the time in which we're about to head into an economic downturn or the American people are suffering that most of these damn union laborers decide to go out and picket and decide to go out and strike. And I think it's horrible. And once again, I think everybody needs to keep their eyes on this, because this could definitely cause a major ripple, and it could be the domino that causes the downturn in the economy. Now, I don't know if you heard, they tried to ask Joe Biden this morning when he was in transit from, I guess, to his car to his plane, but they weren't asking him about the dock worker strike. They were asking him about the Yemen strikes that Israel conducted on Yemen, and he responded that, well, I'm expecting them to make a deal, which he was referring to the dock workers. So it goes to show you how lost Joe Biden is. Good God. And we got five-finger prostate punch. No, meat prices aren't coming down. And Eddie, I'm not acknowledging that anti-Semitic crap. But keep your eyes on this. The dock workers, it's supposed to be tomorrow. They're supposed to be tomorrow. So this could really have a devastating effect on the economy, because that means everything that's coming in or out of the country is going to be at a standstill, and that ain't good. All right, that ain't good. All right, so just FYI, that is happening, and it's not going to be good for America if they actually go out and strike. And this could be the domino effect that could tip us into realizing the kind of recession that we're in. Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and talk a little bit about Bitcoin here and other cryptocurrencies. Let's just go down the cryptocurrency list. Put the PC shot on, all right? Bitcoin right now is at $63,725.82. And the reason that we're seeing a little bit of a pullback is because, in my opinion, this market does not reflect what's happening in gold. It's not reflecting what's happening when the rates are cut. This market is a very fickle fucking market. It's a joke. That's why, even though I do entertain plays in crypto, because people, I mean, it's somewhat easy to predict to some extent, but this market, I can't explain anymore that this is never going to be an alternative to fiat currency. All right, this is never going to be an alternative. You've got these nutcases that are crypto nerds that believe that Bitcoin is going to be the world reserve currency. And I just want to let everybody know that is not going to happen. The ease in which anyone could create a crypto coin should show you into how far we are into scammery when it comes to cryptocurrency, in my opinion. So, I mean, I the only play that I've told folks that I'm doing is Cardano, and I told people to get into it when it was about 33, 34 cents. Now, this is a short-term play, in my opinion. They've just restructured their whole governance, and that right there could potentially draw the type of hype that many of these folks that are into this game in the short term. And plus, it's only 38 cents. So, you know, you drop a small amount of investment, it goes up a couple of bucks, you got some change in your pocket. I mean, that's how I play the goddamn market, man, all right? So anyway, there we are when it comes to crypto. And let's just go back to recession a little bit. And the reason I'm saying is because, I mean, take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. This is not a joke. And this is what I've always been concerned about ever since Obama. Take a look at this. Americans are more reliant than ever on government aid. And you see, folks, this is why we, as American people, need to start demanding from our politicians to be fiscally responsible. I know it's not cool. I know it's not something that people want to talk about, but people need to be fiscally responsible in Washington, D.C. If not, it could jeopardize our very economy. And unfortunately, the reason that many of our politicians don't even want to touch either cutting the budget or, belt tightening on spending is because all these Americans are dependent on it. And if you are going to try to cut that, then all of a sudden you're going to have a lot of angry people. But we have no choice, in my opinion. We absolutely have no choice. Folks, the current amount of taxes that we collect as an American system, as an American government, barely suffices the amount of interest that we have to pay on this ever-growing debt that is now, $36 trillion or some shit? whatever it is. All right? And when you have these idiots that are running for office, all right, both Kamala and Trump, talking about we're going to cut taxes on the tips, and fucking dumbass Kamala, I'm going to give $25,000 in a tax credit to people that are first-time home buyers. I'm going to increase the child tax credit to $9,000 and all this other shit. Okay? I mean, how are you going to pay for that when, if you're going to cut taxes, if you're not going to tax any kind of tips, then what's going to supplement that, you know, that lack of taxes that we need to pay the goddamn interest of the debt? And none of them are talking about it. Did you see that interview with Kamala Harris? I mean, she thought that she was in neutral territory over there in NBC, and that's what they asked her. Like, how are you going to pay for this? And of course, word salad Kamala came out because she doesn't know. She's just saying shit. Same with Trump. It's a bunch of crap. That's why this whole election cycle sucks. We're in serious need of reform, especially when it comes to this government assistance that many Americans are reliant on. This is not what built America, all right? Many of the folks that are out there that are waving these damn Trump flags and that are out there, America, are collecting the same goddamn entitlements that they criticize other people of other likenesses from collecting themselves. And that's what this is all about in the American 2024 election cycle. It's, hey, man, it's not fair. How about that money that's going to the immigrants? Why ain't it coming to me? I need more money. I need more. That's all this fucking shit is about, and it makes me sick. We're not talking about any policy on either side of the aisle whatsoever that's going to benefit and help, at least help, the American people. Not one. And what's going on to Duke Orville with a $50 Rumble rant? Happy Monday, Ghost. Jobs data this week. Get ready. Well, that's another thing that we have to look for, the data this week. Thank you very much, Duke Orville. Cheers to you, member of the True Capitalist Radio member chat, and a baller, shot caller, if I say the least. So cheers to Duke Orville once again with a $50 Rumble rant, man. Cheers to you. And we got five-figure prostate punch. Won't the new immigrant workers pump a lot more into the taxes? Well, that's what I've been saying. That's why many of the folks in Washington, D.C. aren't doing anything about the immigration issue, because how are we going to get more taxpayers when the folks that are right now, that are American citizens, many of them are living with Mammy? And let's just go ahead and get to the next article here, because this is exactly what I'm saying here. All right? Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this fucking millennial Gen Z nerd. Look at this. America's young men are falling even further behind. Many men in their 20s and 30s are much more likely than their female peers to live with their parents. And many say they feel aimless and isolated. Well, take a look at this person that's living with Ma over here. You expect to attract a mate looking like this crap? What is this? This looks like Sonny Bono, or excuse me, Chaz Bono. That Sonny Bono's daughter, son, or it, or whatever. Looks like that shit. It looks like Chaz Bono and Tim Pool had some kind of a thing in a bathroom stall somewhere, and out came this monstrosity. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm taken back by this picture. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Eskerman. We appreciate that. Thanks for the buck. I'm not reading all that, by the way. Thanks a lot. But anyway, once again, this is where we're at, folks. All right? And what's stopping many of these males that are 20s and 30s from moving out from their mommy and daddy's titty? Well, what is it? It's the fact that we live in such a comfortable America, that there's so much money circulating. And this has a lot to do with what I talked about earlier in the broadcast, this post-COVID socialist American experiment by giving people stimulus checks directed right in their fucking bank deposit. I mean, deposit it right in their banks. And all the child tax credits, all the shit, PPP loans, all this shit, all this money that's circulating. It's now easier for the parent to take care of a fucking brat like this, as long as the brat provides some kind of an emotional support to the parent, because many of these parents are emotionally They need the emotional support of their fucking little man-child kid. Or man, really, man. All right? I mean, this is the problem. There's nothing wrong with this little fat body here. There's nothing wrong with this person. This person doesn't have the initiative by mom over here, all right, who's has some kind of emotional support. This is some kind of, I have no idea. This is a psychological problem. This is a psychological problem where mom and dad feel like it's completely okay to continue to condone this disgusting, despicable fat body into continuing his or her isolationism. And this is why immigrants are coming into the country. This is why many of the fucking people in Washington, D.C. don't want to have anything to do with immigration. They're not even talking about it. They're not even talking about it. And this is why I'm telling you, folks, all right, we are in recession now, but we don't know it. Many of the folks that would be counted on the unemployment rolls are living with their fucking mother and father. Do you understand that? I mean, we don't count people that are no longer looking for work unemployed. We don't count them anymore. So that's why I'm telling each and every one of you folks, this is the conditions that we're in. Okay? And this is why, if you take a look at this election cycle and you take a look at what's being talked about on both sides from both candidates, it's no wonder why we're seeing shit being said like they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eating the dogs, they're eating the... I mean, give me a break! That's a political strategy, for fuck's sake! But it makes sense. Because this is what is comprised of the MAGA movement at this point in time. Everybody that was a part of the 2016 meme wars when they were in their late teens, early 20s, well, take a look at them. This is them now. All right? This is them now. And they don't want to leave because their mom and dad don't want them to leave. So because their mom and dad don't want them to leave and continue to feed their fat asses and continue to house them in decent housing, they're going to continue to claim that they can't do it on their own because, oh, if I leave my mommy's teat, I'm going to have a coffin apartment and I'm going to have a wage cuck job. Well, we have produced a whole 2 generations of these pieces of trash. I mean, you notice it says here in this article, 20s and 30s. Okay? And they don't want to go to work. They don't want to do shit. They're not contributing to the fucking country at all. So what do we have to do? We got to bring in new people that not only want to do it, but appreciate that they're fucking doing it. And that's the dilemma we're in. That's why the American culture, which everybody tries to critique right now, the American culture is at a weird schism and we don't know where to go. If we're going to oblige the current American culture as it is, we're going to have to be led by these fucking pricks in the next 10 to 15 years. Can you believe that? Some fucking asshole that's running for office. I lived with my mother for 20 years, but you know what? When I got my first job, I knew that I could lead this country. I mean, it's a fucking joke. And that's why I really don't like talking about the damn 2024 election. I don't like talking about it. Anyway, what is this? Pookie from 713. Kuwaitis don't have to work. The state gives them everything. Well, that's because they're on an oil deposit. All right, Pookie? And they're a small country, for Christ's sake. They're literally a shit nugget in the middle of the fucking Middle East. Fuck. And Eddie, I'm not acknowledging that either. You're a sick piece of trash. By the way, I'm acknowledging Rumble Rants. And if y'all are wondering, there is no more of that fucking text-to-speech bullshit. All right? All I'm acknowledging is Rumble Rants and Buy Me a Coffees. And the last person, this weirdo, Ghost's #1 fan. I mean, that's it. As you can see, the show is free-flowing if you want my personal opinion. But anyway, back to this. As I was stating, this is the problem. And this is why our election cycle right now is completely retarded. Because if you want my personal opinion, this is who MAGA is trying to hit with these ridiculous campaign strategies. I'm not even fucking joking. All right? And look, on top of that, all right, on top of the fact that you've got mommy and daddy willing to house 20, 30, maybe even 40-year-olds indefinitely and not having them work or not having them be responsible whatsoever, what else is the problem on top of these fucking brats? They're alone now. Growing up alone. Oh, shocking number of parents say their kids have no friends. And you see, this is the problem, folks. This is why we are in this current predicament in America. This is why this election cycle looks fucking ridiculous, immature, and juvenile. Because this is the new generations that are now going to take over this country, and it's fucking frightening, all right? It's fucking frightening. And Five Finger Prostate Crunch, will you start banning trolls from TCR to keep the show flowing? Well, I mean, they're not causing much of an issue now, are they, huh? They're not causing much of an issue. And fuck you, Eddie, with the Greenland. But anyway, as I was stating before I got rudely interrupted by some rumble rants here, growing up alone, this is another reason why males, particularly males that are in their 20s or 30s, are just sitting at home, hanging out with mommy, watching old episodes of Matlock. By the way, there's going to be a new Matlock from the bitch from Misery, of all people. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, that's what they're doing. Instead of going out like I was doing when I was a young 18, 21-year-old fucking young person. I was out there dating chicks. I was out there hanging out with the boys. All right, and we were hanging out at a bar, we were hanging out at a party, we were looking for chicks. All right? And my God, I cannot believe the cringe that is males in the 20s and 30s. I mean, how they can't communicate at all with the opposite sex. It's as if they have no observational type of qualities to absorb. Like you're supposed to absorb guys that are good with women. You're supposed to be like, what is this guy doing? What is he saying? What is he saying that I'm not saying? I mean, come on, for Christ's sake. So anyway, this is why we're in the position we're in, all right? This is why America sucks, and right now we're in a schism on where the hell we're going to go as a culture. All right, we're in a major schism. And trolling the interwebs with a $5 Rumble rant. Ghost, enjoying the show, stuck in traffic on my way to the airport. It's not so bad because TCR, though. Well, thank you there, trolling. Cheers to you, man. I appreciate it. And since trolling the interwebs hooked it up with a $5 Rumble rant, let's go ahead and talk about the culmination of what I just talked about when it came to man-child America. This is why you have this bitch, all right? Laura Loomer, all right? Some nutcase, legitimate nutcase, literally on the side of Trump. Well, it was on the side of Trump. I mean, as a matter of fact, many of the Trump advisors had said that the whole reason why, during the debate, Trump even made mention about eating the dogs and eating the cats was because Laura Loomer was the last person at Trump's ear. And everybody who's worked with Trump will validate that anything that Trump says in a meeting, it's literally regurgitation of the last thing that somebody said who was last in his ear. And for whatever reason, Trump is allowing this nutcase to be very, very close to him. I mean, there's a lot of speculation that there is, may or may not, I have no idea, some kind of oral copulation relationship or something. This is what's been alleged. Of course, Milo Yiannopoulos, you got to take him with a grain of salt, but I mean, that's what's been alleged, and nobody can explain this fixation that Trump has with Laura Loomer. Well, after eating the dogs, eating the cats didn't yield much after the debate, that's when he took his advisors and Eddie said, Laura Loomer, yeah, we get it with your anti-Semitic crap. All right, Eddie, 324758. But anyway, he finally took his advisors' advice. All right, took his advisors' advice and got rid of Laura Loomer. And automatically Laura Loomer had a fucking meltdown on her ex and said, the Republican Party sucks. I can't believe it. They're killing themselves. Yeah. Well, then she comes out and goes after who? Well, none other than the dyke gym teacher. I'm just joking. I'm just using that as a joke. But I'm talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Take a look at this. Laura Loomer calls out Marjorie Taylor Greene for attending a football game and skipping Georgia during the hurricane crisis. How dare you, Marjorie Taylor Greene? How dare you? All right. Now, why the hell is Laura Loomer going after Marjorie Taylor Greene? Huh? hold on. Before I answer that question, Mama Luigi. Oh, I forgot to mention, add me on your credits. Thank you, Mama Luigi. Cheers, dude. Now, why is crazy-ass, nutty, Pete Burns-looking Laura Loomer going after the lunch lady gym teacher, Marjorie Taylor Greene? I'll tell you why. This picture will tell you everything on why Laura Loomer is attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene. Take a look at this. Oh, of course. Of course. I mean, how in the hell is Laura Loomer going to chastise Marjorie Taylor Greene being at a Georgia Bulldog game, all right? When lo and behold, the real reason is because look who's right by his side. Look who's right by. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump sitting together, hanging out in the box seats during that Alabama-Georgia game. Great game, by the way. If you did not watch that, good God, great game. But it all comes clear now, huh? I mean, it all comes clear now. This is the kind of crap that is in the circle of Donald Trump at this point in time. It's ridiculous. And I told each and every one of you back before the GOP primary, I said I did not want Trump to be the nominee because not only is he polarizing, he's a fucking loose cannon. All right? It's obvious that during his 2016 to 2020 presidential tenure, the true identity of QAnon was none other than his son-in-law, Kushner, all right? Because once Kushner left this inner circle of Trump, all hell has broken loose. And Trump is just saying anything, he's just doing anything, and he's just a fucking loose cannon. It's ridiculous. And lo and behold, why is he having these ugly fucking right-wing cunts right next to him all the time? It's almost as if he's trying to make them jealous. It's almost as if he's using this as an opportunity to kind of, I don't know, live his Playboy days or some shit. I can't believe it. But that's what Trump is doing at this point in time. And if he ain't doing that, he's giving Twitter X Space interviews. Did y'all see that a couple of weeks ago? The Twitter X Space interview where it was basically a crypto pump for his, I don't know, Trump coin. What fucking coin? I forgot what the coin is, but he was out there selling his fucking ass once again, grifting once again on trying to promote a crypto coin. And he was confused. He didn't even know what the hell crypto was. He acted as if he knew what it was. He had no idea what the fuck it was. And it was cringe. It was horrible. And everybody that was watching it, because the True Capitalist Radio member chat and we watched it, and we couldn't believe that this guy was actually going out here and talking to some fucking crypto bro that sounded like he was shitting out of fucking Richard Simmons' asshole. And it was a shame. It was fucking pathetic. It was fucking pathetic. If y'all haven't heard the interview, listen to it. It's horrible. All right? What else is Trump doing to make us Republicans look like a bunch of morons? Oh, guess what? He's making us look like we are, quote, fascist, which is always what the Democrats said we were. Now he's validating it. Take a look at this. Trump vows to prosecute Google for surfacing only bad stories about him. I'm going to prosecute Google. That's what I'm doing. And notice why he's going after Google. Notice that he's going after Zuckerberg. Why? Because the PayPal mafia, and I'm talking about David Sachs, I'm talking about Peter Thiel, and I'm talking about Elon Musk, they want to take control of Silicon Valley. And the only way they can truly do that is that they have a candidate in power in order for that candidate to bring up antitrust lawsuits, in order to break up Google, in order to break up Facebook. And who's left as the powerful almighty out there when it comes to Silicon Valley? None other than the people that are trying to elect Donald Trump and, let's be honest, the bitch of Silicon Valley, J.D. Vance, for Christ's sake. And cheers to Duke Orville with another $50 Rumble rant. He said, are you going to do a stream during the debate between the two worst vice presidential candidates in history? Yes, I am. And you know, Duke, I know you were there for the debate when I was looking at it with the True Capitalist Radio members. But let me tell you, now that we've gotten rid of TTS, or text-to-speech, I think that we can see that debate, and I think that debate is going to be a little bit more conducive for commentary for yours truly, instead of getting text-to-speeches every 5 fucking minutes and making the debate unwatchable. So once again, cheers to Duke Orville, once again with another $50 Rumble rant. Cheers to you, man. I appreciate it. And yes, I will be covering the vice presidential debate. And we've got Anubis. What's going on, Anubis? Is John Burke your son? You cover the same topics, although does them first, betrayed Trump, notorious potheads, and fuck you, asshole. All right, go shove it up your ass. Anyway, as I was stating, Trump is now vowing to prosecute anybody that isn't down with the PayPal mafia. Didn't I say that this was going to happen? Take a look in the YouTube or the Rumble archive around the time of the assassination attempt in the summer over there in Butler, Pennsylvania. Take a look at those shows thereafter. I said that this what this is all about. The J.D. Vance nomination for the vice presidency. This J.D. Vance is the bitch of Peter Thiel. You take a look at his past, Peter Thiel is literally giving him millions of dollars to build his narrative. And that's why I keep telling you folks, this is what this is all about. When you hear Musk throwing it all on the line, and you're talking about Musk throwing it all on the line. Did you hear him recently? Take a look at this. Elon Musk declares if Trump is not elected, this will be the last election. Says voting for Trump is the only way to save democracy. Save democracy, says the guy that can disable your car at will, okay? By the way, did y'all hear about that warlord from Chechnya, Kadyrov? It went viral that he got one of these cyber trucks and he mounted some fucking machine gun on it and he was going to, I don't know what the hell. Anyway, Kadyrov said that Elon Musk disabled his cyber truck. So talk about democracy. This is the same guy that wants to put a fucking chip in your brain. Look up Neuralink. So, I mean, don't think, and I know that I like Twitter, I like X, don't get me wrong, it's a good product, but I can criticize Elon Musk and his motives, all right? The guy is a fucking nutcase, if you want my opinion, and I wouldn't trust him with my dog, all right? But is it a coincidence that he's out here putting it all out on the line? Because he wants to use Trump to take control of Silicon Valley. Him and his homie Peter Thiel and David Sachs, all of which are a part of the PayPal creation. That's why they're dubbed the PayPal Mafia. So this is what this is all about. All right? Now, unfortunately, you can have all the money in the world. You can't buy an election. You know what I mean? You can't buy the perfect candidate. Because it's almost as if Trump doesn't want to be president. Unless he's been truly this dumb and he's just been goofing us all along. And Jared Kushner has been fucking propping him up like a fucking, puppet and shit. And now that he's gone, this is the true Trump that we're watching. I have no idea. But aside from him wanting to jail Mark Zuckerberg and, Google executives and shit, did you take a look at this? Put the PC shot on. Trump suggested in a recent speech that America needs a purge, quote unquote. I am not fucking kidding. America needs a purge. Says he wants one really violent day in order to end thefts and all this shit. Like 1 day purge. I mean, this is madness, dude. This is absolute madness. Now, I know I'm looking at Rumble right now. I'm looking at the chat room in Rumble. They're like, oh my God, that's so cool. Everybody that's saying that's cool, you're the fucking jerk off. Here, you're this kid, all right? Everybody that's saying, oh yeah, that's cool, man. It's like the fucking movie, man. Yeah, man. You're this fucking piece of shit, all right? All of you in Rumble, they're saying, yeah, that's cool. You're this fucking eunuch piece of shit, all right? That's what you are. Oh yeah, that's fucking cool, man. Yeah, man. This is why Trump is saying this shit. What did I tell you? All right? Everybody that's saying, yeah, that's so cool. It's these fucking pricks. All right? It's these fucking losers, man. And I'm tired of it. And that's why, excuse the shit out of me if I don't really give a shit about the so-called Poe in America, all right? I don't give a shit about, oh, what about Americans? How much more help do we need to give American people? How much more? All right? Nobody goes hungry in America, and if anybody says they do, you're a fucking lying piece of shit. All right? We've got so many fucking organizations, churches, government assistance for you to feed your fat ass. And as I stated time and time again, but it bears repeating, I challenge all of you to go to your impoverished part of town, all right, and just go walk the supermarket if it's still there, all right, because there's food deserts. These idiots like to fucking rob their shit all the time. But go take a look at a grocery store out there in the hood or in an impoverished area. Doesn't matter what the racial makeup is, as long as they're lower in the totem pole of economics. And you'll see all these fat fucking pieces of Snorlax shit waddling around every fucking time. So that's why I don't give a shit about the Poe in America, all right? My ass bleeds for the fucking Poe in America, because this is what the Poe in America is right here. Some fucking 20-year-old piece of shit living with their fucking mother. That's what the goddamn Poe in America is. Excuse the shit out of me if I'm getting a little too loud, for Christ's sake. And hold on, Valentine Broadcasting was saying the list of banking families. All right, what is it? Rockefeller, Warburg, or what? What is it? Put the PC shot on. What is this? List of banking families. Okay, so what is this supposed to prove? All right, yeah, Rothschild, Nathan Rothschild. It wasn't for this Rothschild, the Rothschild family would have never been anything. All right, look up that dude's story. All right, so what are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that it's some nefarious, Jewish conspiracy? Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, let's be honest, all right? Anyone could have created a bank. Anybody who could do all that, they just don't. All right? I just hate to say it. I mean, look, it's not anti-Semitic to say, but Jews are good with money. All right? And it goes back to fractional reserve banking, okay? Now, let me explain. Jews, I shouldn't say Jews, but a component of the Jewish people would store gold for people, because that was the means of trading for goods and services, was gold. And because gold was such a heavy material to lug around, especially in large quantities, Jewish, they so happen to be Jewish, would supply vaults or banks in order to store their gold in. And what they would give them is a ticket validating how much gold that they had. And that ticket, believe it or not, became the first step into fiat currency. All right? Fractional reserve banking. Because the person that was hoarding the gold for people was like, well, that person isn't going to come in and get all their gold at one time. So why don't I lend out the gold in these little ticket slips that I make? All right? I'll lend out money based on this gold, 10 times the amount, in order to make interest on it. And that's where fractional reserve banking is. All right. Now, if you're pissed that you didn't figure it out, or your fucking lineage didn't figure it out, well, you go to fucking your lineage and you fucking take it up with them. All right. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the only way I watch these well, then get out of here, Kirk Johnson. Nobody's asking you. Fuck you. And five-finger prostate punch, so you wouldn't want to purge people like the tard living with his mother? Or no, listen to me. I'm not into that shit, all right? Maybe you're a psychotic psychopath, but I'm not, all right? I'm just trying to say that these fucking pieces of shit need to figure it out, and if they don't, then stop bitching that fucking immigrants are coming in and taking their jobs, that they won't fucking work, all right? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's get back to Trump here. Once again, suggesting a purge, all right? So this is what the presidential dialogue in the election cycle of 2024 has been reduced to. All right? I mean, it's just... this is what the Republican Party is. I don't think... This is why I want Trump, not only him not elected, I want everybody who's a part of the MAGA movement that's in power unelected. I want them gone. You're talking about a purge? I want the electorate to purge the MAGA fucks from the party. And then once that happens, those of us that are still conservative, those of us that still have a semblance of understanding of what those values are of being a conservative, we come in and take over the party. All right, we come in and take over the party. And by the way, the only issue that Trump seems to be harping on is illegal immigration. All right? And here we, once again, Trump launches into dark speech on illegal immigration. I mean, it is what it is. Look, Kirk Johnson, I get it, all right? But you as an American person can't just be some pessimistic asshole and say, yeah, who gives a shit? You've got to make an attempt to try to persuade people to think another way. Remember, this is a government made for the people and by the people. This is a government made for the people and by the people. This is a government made for the people and by the people. But if the people fall asleep at the wheel, all right, this is what is the consequence of that. The people falling asleep at the wheel. This is the consequence of it. But anyway, I find it ironic that Trump is using this as a means of trying to scare people. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. I can't believe that this is even being used as a ploy, as a political campaign strategy, for heaven's sake. And you want to know why? Because as I stated in May, y'all remember, go back in the archive if you don't fucking believe me, I said that what's going to happen, because the Democrats actually initiated a bill, remember? Here it is right here. House GOP says revived border bill dead on arrival as Senate plans a vote. Now, for those that forgot, all right, the Democrats actually initiated a bill in the Senate, and it passed the Senate, on border reform, on immigration reform. And I read the bill. Go back in the archive if you don't believe me. I read it, and it covered every criticism that the Republicans ever espoused when it came to immigration. Elimination of the immigration lottery system, the elimination of chain migration, the redefinition of what asylum means, funding for a border wall, funding for more border patrol agents. It would have solved the fucking problem. But unfortunately, because Trump, it was going to jeopardize this, I guess, issue, because that's all he has. He doesn't have anything else other than simping for fucking Putin, other than simping for Russia. This is all Trump has. All right, this is all Trump has right here. And lo and behold, we could have solved the border issue this summer. All right? And look, so what if the Democrats initiated it, you fucking morons? The whole purpose of having two sides is to not be cringe fringe, you fucking idiots. It's to come to a compromise and say, hey, look, our border is really fucked up. We got a lot of fucking Haitians supposedly eating cats or whatever the fuck. This will absolutely help, and they didn't do it. They didn't fucking do it. And bullshit, the bill sucked. That was the most comprehensive immigration reform initiated in the past 20-something years. And it covered every grievance that the fucking Republicans had been talking about when it came to this border, and they refused to fucking do it. So you people can continue to believe fucking Trump and whoever the fuck else. I read the fucking bill, you fucking jerk-offs. You don't. You just listen to some idiot talking head like Tim Pool who's being fucking funded by Russia. So suck it, for Christ's sake. And you know what? Speaking of Trump and his flip-flops, y'all are, everybody always talks about, oh, yeah, you flip-flopped on Trump. And yeah. Let's take a look at Trump's fucking flip-flops, for fuck's sake. All right? Aside from this whole COVID vaccine debacle, all right? Let's just put that aside. Let's take a look at what he's got. What? The SALT cap, all right? All right? Taxing Social Security. He went back on that. All right? He went back on the TikTok ban. Remember, he had a hard line on TikTok. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to fucking suck TikTok's schlong head. Once upon a time, he was against marijuana legalization. Now, here recently, he wants to legalize it, baby. He wants to legalize it. Vaping, I'm against vaping, but he was against vaping. Now he realizes that most of these 20, 30 millennial nerds that live with their fucking mother and don't do shit and have no friends, they fucking vape like they're sucking on a prick all day. All right? He went back on the filibuster. He went back on his crypto skepticism. I mean, come on, man. And Anubis, hold on, $60 billion to Ukraine, 20 to the border to process them in had nothing to do with kicking. Give me a break. Let me tell you something, Anubis. All right. I know that you believe that we're supposed to close the border and not let anybody in. I just made the argument and the case that most of the folks that are in their 20s, 30s, and I'll even challenge under 40, are a bunch of lazy pieces of shit that want to live with their fucking parents. I mean, did y'all remember me? I remember an article that I talked about some time ago. About 60% of people that are under the age of 40 have at least one bill still paid for by mommy and daddy. Still paid for by mommy and daddy. So give me a goddamn break, all right? And by the way, I mean, so what? I mean, I want fucking Russia to fall, all right? I get it that many of you goddamn Trump tards are a bunch of Russia simps, but fuck Russia. All right, fuck Russia. We've been dealing with Russia with kid gloves ever since Putin came into power, and every time he's fucked us, all right? He fucked us in 06 with fucking Georgia, all right? He fucked us in, was it 2013 or 14 when he annexed Crimea and shit, all right? He fucked us in Ukraine. He's a fucking piece of shit. So fuck Russia. I hope they stick it down fucking Putin's throat. Jesus Christ. And by the way, before I move on to international stuff, because I'm forced to here, all right, take a look at this. All right, the debate, all right, that's coming up. I believe it's October 2nd, I believe. The vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. Now, I'll be honest with you, this should be an interesting debate. Both of these people I do not like. I think Tim Walz is an old queen. Come out of the closet already, you fucking weirdo. And, I mean, we already know where J.D. Vance comes from. I mean, he's the otter love puppet, in my opinion, of one Peter Thiel. I mean, who's going to give you millions of dollars being your, quote, friend? All right? Give me a fucking break. So I guess I will be broadcasting that here. I guess so. So we shall see what happens. All right? So let's be anticipating that, because I will be broadcasting it. I don't know on which platform, because apparently they're taking them down on YouTube and they're taking them down on some platforms. So we shall see. I'll let everybody know the 411 on that when I get to it, all right? So without any further ado, let's make a transition, no pun intended, into some international news. And before I do, I just want to let everybody know that we have no more text-to-speech, all right? Because it was a pain in the fucking ass, and all it did was waste my time, all right? And I think that the free flow of the show is actually going fairly well. But we still are acknowledging buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics. And I just want to remind everybody, today, if you want the first trading card from True Capitalist Radio that is exclusive to the True Capitalist Radio members, I strongly advise you to become a member now, because after today, the first card, you ain't going to be able to get it. All right, we're on to the second card at this point in time. All right. So anyway, once again, True Capitalist Radio member chat. I will be in the chat room right after this broadcast. So cheers to everybody up in there. All right. And also, we are acknowledging Rumble rants. So cheers to all the folks that are hooking it up with the Rumble rants over there. So cheers to you folks. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk not necessarily about Russia at first. Let's talk a little bit about Israel. Huh? Let me tell you, didn't I tell each and every one of you that Israel was going to do our dirty work? Didn't I tell you that? And I don't know, Devious Dave, I'm not showing the card to you people, all right? It's exclusive to the True Capitalist Radio members, and no, none of you people are going to get it, all right? It's exclusive. All right, it's exclusive. No. Jesus, can you fucking... Oh, my God. Can you believe these people over here? Can you fucking believe these people? It's exclusive to the True Capitalist Radio member chat, for Christ's sake. And 5-finger prostate punch. I know it cost a bit to send to Australia, but I'll pay for the postage. Well, I got you there, 5-finger prostate punch. But anyway, look, I told you all right, that Israel was going to do our dirty work. I told you all that a long, long time ago. And I just want to reiterate once again, I just want to play the clip. I know many of you are going to get pissed off, and you're like, oh, here he goes again. Here goes again. I want to play it. All right, I want to fucking play it. Hold on, let me make sure that everybody needs to hear this shit. All right? Everybody needs to fucking hear this shit. Hold on, this is low quality for Christ. Let me get the high quality one. Now, once again, I know everybody out there is going to talk garbage, but this is why I'm the prognosticator of prognosticators. And all you people that are out there talking crap, I don't know, I'm some kind of
to die.
I don't know, some fucking dick cheese troll terrorist fucking lolcow burger or whatever the fuck you think I am. Fuck you, man. All right, fuck you. Let's play this. All right.
If you
it bears repeating. It fucking bears repeating. All right. Here it is. Put the PC shot on. This is on episode 674 of True Capitalist Radio, Baller Friday Christmas weekend. It was aired 12/22/2023. Just saying.
All right? If you want my opinion, I think that we should aid Israel, not because of this Hamas shit, but we should use them. We should try to navigate their motive and their determination away from Gaza and motivate it towards Iran. And I alluded to this last year, that we could use Israel as a means of confronting Iran. And once they begin confronting Iran, that's when, we get to some really serious business in the Middle East. And the whole reason why we would want that, because we want destabilization. I mean, what they've been saying about us, our enemies, is absolutely correct. I mean, we want destabilization. I mean, it's the whole proverbial how George Bush Jr. said, we're fighting them over there, so we don't have to fight them over here. You know what I'm saying? And Five Finger Prostate Punch said, so you're convinced those people to die? I'm not, fuck you. I didn't say that, asshole. All right, just shut your mouth. But take a look at this. The risk of a broader Middle East war is rising. All right. So I believe that if we were to aid Israel, or I wouldn't say aid Israel, I think that we need to somehow navigate Israel's determination away from what they have now done to Gaza and the Palestinians and go right into Iran and eliminate the problem of Iran for us. And I think that that's in the cards right now, if you want my opinion. And once that happens, the whole area will be destabilized, from Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran. And you see, I'm not trying to sound...
I mean, the prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again, all right? Every one of those countries I just listed has been lit up by fucking Israel, all right? I mean, let's take a look at Lebanon here, all right? I mean, Nasrallah, no more. Put the PC shot on. Take a look at this. Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, he is no more. He is gone. All right? How Israel killed Hezbollah leader in underground bunker. Operation was based on intelligence that Hassan Nasrallah would be gathering with other senior leaders. All right? So, Nasrallah, gone. Head of the Hamas organization, gone. I even think the new guy, Sinwar, might be gone. All right? The whole goddamn leadership of Hezbollah, eliminated. I just read reports before I came on this broadcast that Israel is leading ground forces into Lebanon and to eliminate whatever's left of Hezbollah. All right? And I'm telling you, I knew this was going to happen. Because once you had that auto-determination by Israel after the October 7th attack, I knew that the United States could persuade, or at least use, that audacity of Israel to go and take out other members of the Middle East that have been a thorn in America's fucking side. All right? And I told you all this was going to happen. I told you all this was going to happen. Well, as recently as this past Christmas, but at least 2 years ago. Okay? All hell was going to break in the Middle East, and that's exactly what happened. And look, everybody's dead. All right? All these fucking dumbass terrorists out here that were all terrorist satellites of fucking Iran are dead. All right? They're fucking dead. So, who's next? Iran is next, baby. I'm just saying. And guess what? I mean, this this headline says it all. Israel, and by the way, 15.5 inches of pure imagination. I'll get to your buy me a coffee in just a second. Israel has called Iran's bluff. Despite the Israeli attack that killed Hezbollah leader Nasrallah, Tehran has many reasons to exercise restraint. Yeah, no shit. Because, as what I've been saying, every one of you have criticized me.
I'd buy that for $1.
Hey, cheers to Cypher, man. I'll get to yours here in just a second. Cheers to you. But as I've been stating, okay, all you have to do is eliminate these factions, all right? The clerics, you know, the folks that are loyal to the clerics. And once you eliminate that faction, most of the folks in Lebanon and Iran, they are going to embrace the change. They want this change. They're tired of living in fundamentalism. So as I stated all the time, we don't really need a whole big-ass ground invasion of Iran. All we have to do is do what Israel did to Nasrallah and all the Hezbollah leadership, especially after that beeper operation. Same shit. And I'm telling you right now, didn't I tell you that once Israel did this, they're going to go out and they're going to bomb the hell out of Iran. They're going to bomb Iran. And we, the United States, are going to go in as ground forces into Iran. It's already in the works. I said this was going to happen. It's fucking happening. All right? I said this was going to happen. It's fucking happening. And if you don't believe me that we are now going to, send in troops, well, just hold on just for a second, okay? Let me get to that. Because right now, I want to boast about how Iran's axis of resistance is just collapsing under the Israeli attacks. All those billions that the Iranians had fucking spent training, arming, feeding these damn terrorist satellites that they have been fucking paying for, it's all withering away. It's all withering away. It's all going away now. And now that you have Hamas pretty much subdued, now that you've got Hezbollah pretty much eliminated, it's time for Iran. It's time to go into Iran. And let me tell you something. Did you see Bibsy? Bibsy came out and had a message for Iran, and this is basically validating that we're ready. It's at any point we're going to bomb Iran. All right, take a look at Bibsy giving a message to the Iranian people. If this doesn't validate that the Israelis are going to be the one bombing, and we're going to be the one in there cleaning up the shop in there in Iran. Take a listen to this.
I speak a lot about the leaders of Iran. Yet at this pivotal moment, I want to address you, the people of Iran. I want to do so directly, without filters, without middlemen. Every day, you see a regime that subjugates you make fiery speeches about defending Lebanon, defending Gaza. Yet every day, that regime plunges our region deeper into darkness and deeper into war. Every day, their puppets are eliminated. Ask Muhammad Def. Ask Nasrallah. There is nowhere in the Middle East Israel cannot reach. There's nowhere we will not go to protect our people and protect our country. With every passing moment, the regime is bringing you, the noble Persian people, closer to the abyss. The vast majority of Iranians know their regime doesn't care a whit about them. If it did care, if it cared about you, it would stop wasting billions of dollars on futile wars across the Middle East. It would start improving your lives. Imagine if all the vast money the regime wasted on nuclear weapons and foreign wars were invested in your children's education and improving your health care, in building your nation's infrastructure, water, sewage, all the other things that you need. Imagine that. But you know one simple thing. Iran's tyrants don't care about your future, but you do. When Iran is finally free, and that moment will come a lot sooner than people think, everything will be different. Our two ancient peoples, the Jewish people and the Persian people, will finally be at peace. Our two countries, Israel and Iran, will be at peace. When that day comes, the terror network that the regime built in 5 continents will be bankrupt, dismantled. Iran will thrive as never before. Global investment, massive tourism, brilliant technological innovation based on the tremendous talents that exist inside Iran. Doesn't that sound better than endless poverty, repression, and war? From Qom to Isfahan, from Shiraz to Tabriz, there are tens of millions of good and decent people with thousands of years of history behind them and a brilliant future ahead of them. Don't let a small group of fanatic theocrats crush your hopes and your dreams. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. The entire world deserves better. I know you don't support the rapists and murderers of Hamas and Hezbollah, but your leaders do. You deserve more. The people of Iran should know Israel stands with you. May we together know a future of prosperity and peace.
That's right. That's right. And look, everybody's asking why Bibsy is talking in English. You'd be surprised that most of Iran is younger. All that's left of the Iranian Revolution of 79 are all these old pricks that now are being picked off one by one. All right? I mean, this theocratic regime of Iran is just about over. And I have a personal connection with Iran because many of you know I aided in organizing the 2009 Green Revolution that happened in Iran via Paltalk, believe it or not. Paltalk was one of the only apps that was allowed, or at least that was able to evade any kind of censorship by Iranian internet. And we organized, aided in trying to raise up against, at the time, it was President Ahmadinejad. And unfortunately, what ended up happening after that was many of the folks that I corresponded with, which all talked in English, by the way, all talked in English, many of them, unfortunately, sacrificed themselves. And many of them knew that they were going to be sacrificed. Many of them said, hey, look, if enough of us die, then many, or at least some people in the international community will do something about it. And that was a very big miscalculation. But that's why I have a vested interest in making sure that the Iranians, I'm talking the government, is eliminated. And I'm not talking about the apparatus of parliament. I don't think that we need to eliminate all the institutions of Iran. We just have to eliminate the Ayatollah. We have to eliminate the clerics that elect the Ayatollah and the loyalists. Just like what the Israelis did in Lebanon, the same type of operation in Iran. And once that's done, once you've eliminated the Ayatollah, its leadership, and its loyalists, that's when you send in some ground troops, all right? That's when you send in some ground troops. And I just want to let everybody know that is in the playbook right now. Okay? That is absolutely in the playbook right now, that we are actually going to send in troops in this ground invasion that we are going to participate in. If you don't believe me, take a look at this that came out about 7 hours ago. U.S. to send thousands of extra troops to the Middle East. Thousands of troops to the Middle East. Now, I wonder why. Because, folks, this is going to be an operation that I think the world is going to be mesmerized by. We're going to have the Israelis bomb the shit out of the fucking Iranian Revolution, the Guard. We're going to have them bomb the hell. I mean, take a look. The fucking Iranians are scared shitless. You know it and I know it. I don't know why you people are out here all scared of these fucking people. All right? I mean, look at the fucking Ayatollah. Ayatollah Supreme Leader taken to secure location. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. You better take the Ayatollah to somewhere secret, because let me tell you, the days of the Ayatollah, the days of the 79 Iranian Revolution are almost over. It's done. All right? Why do you think we're sending in thousands of troops to the Middle East? And by the way, let's talk about Iraq for a second, okay? Let's talk about Iraq, because some big news came out of Iraq. Take a look at this. Now, U.S. troops will leave some bases in Iraq under a deal to end the mission fighting the Islamic State, or ISIS, in Iraq. So much as I told you, even though the Iraqis want our troops to leave, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere, and we're going to use Iraq and Syria as potential launching points into this ground operation that we're about to implement in Iran. And I'm telling you right now, Iran will be fucking greeting us as liberators, for fuck's sake, man. Iran will be fucking greeting us as liberators. Mark my fucking word. So we already have troops already in Iraq, ready to go. We got badass bases over there. Okay, so we already got troops in Iraq. As I already mentioned, and it just bears repeating, today it is announced that we are sending thousands of more troops into the Middle East. Why are we going to do that? Because I'm telling you, this is going to be a joint operation. It's just going to be announced one morning or one night or one day that, you know, Biden or somebody's going to come on and say, look, we have assisted Israel in eliminating the Iranian terrorist network that has plagued the Middle East. I'm not joking around. So this is what's going to happen. And by the way, to validate what I'm saying, that we're not only going to have troops in Iraq that are going to probably be a part of the apparatus of the invading ground forces in Iran, but we're also bombing the hell out of Syria, clearing the way so that United States troops can be out there. Take a look at this. U.S. strikes in Syria kills 37 ISIS and Al-Qaeda terrorists, which in actuality, they're just clearing out the area so that the United States military can take control of these fucking areas and use it as another piece of geography to fucking invade Iran. All right? That's all there is to it. All right? We're not fucking around anymore. And this is my next prognostication, and I'm telling you right now, it's over for Iran. It's done. All right? It's fucking done. Iran is done. And by the way, we've already fucking warned Iran. All right? Take a look at this. U.S. warns Iran direct attack will provoke harsher Israeli response than in April. And it really doesn't matter, I'll be honest with you, if they attack or not. We're going into Iran. They're scared shitless. They need to be eliminated. And this is yet another show of force to our enemies, Russia and China, which used to use Iran as some kind of a pawn between their side and our side, the West. Now it's about to be eliminated, and their influence is not going to be accepted anymore within Iran. As a matter of fact, I used to talk to these Iranians. They hate fucking Russia, and they hate fucking China. All they do, Russia and China, is give the technology that is shit, that they've already fucking used. They give them secondhand bullshit. That's all they do. So I'm telling you right now, this is exactly what's about to happen. All right, this is exactly what's about to happen. And I'm telling you, Iran is scared shitless. They better come out and start fucking, I don't know, they better fucking bow down or something. And even then, I don't even know if that's even going to be, if that's going to stop them. I have no idea. All right. Now, how will this affect oil prices? All right. Well, hold on. Let me see. I got a few rumble rants that I missed. Let me go back, and then I'm going to get to some buy me a coffees as well. But let me get to Lazy Dude's rumble rant. He said the following. Talk about the Haitian president and the United Nations. I tweeted about that. I'll get to that at the end, dude. Cheers to Lazy Dude 27. Anubis, and then they all died and got their skin flayed off. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. And then we've got a five-finger prostate punch. How will this affect oil prices? I don't think it'll affect it. Because there's not even oil-producing countries that are being affected by this. Iran has already been sanctioned. They can't sell their oil in the world market unless it's at a substantial discount and in the underground. So as a matter of fact, if they're brought online, they could actually lower the price of oil, if you want my opinion, because if you allow them back into the world market, that's even more production in circulation. And Eskerment said, put your money where your mouth is, Jew Annan. Where's the magnificent attack happening? Pick a month. Well, I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to tell the fucking tale over here? Give me a break, Excrement, all right? You're just pissed that the people that you hated are much more ballsy than you are, all right? You're just pissed that you're just pissed, all right? And Jumper Daniels... Dude, I got a lot of videos I got to do for Jumper Daniels, a.k.a. Denominator, when it comes to the next the Ghost Show, I meant to say. So hold on, let me get these fucking videos by Denominator. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll continue here. All right, thank you, Denominator, man. I got him saved here. All right. Now, once again, let's go ahead and get to some Buy Me a Coffees here so that I can acknowledge everybody. And cheers to Jumper Daniels. But let's go ahead and get to some Buy Me a Coffee. Sorry, folks. All right, we'll get back to the international talk here in just a second. Here, let's see, put the PC shot on. We got 15 and a half inches of pure imagination. He said, didn't you say the U.S. has been stuck in European politics for a century and that we shouldn't? Why should we care about what goes on in Europe? In fact, in my opinion, because of this war between Russia and Ukraine is next door to the EU, they should be doing most, if not all, the work in intervening if they care about it so much. Well, that's the thing. They're now trying to, okay? And as I've stated, even though...
I'd buy that for $1.
Look at press D to dodge the draft. Fuck you, Froppy. Now, as I stated, look, the United States is doing all this infliction of damage to Russia without even using any United States troops whatsoever. All we're doing is supplying weapons and some economic aid in order for Ukraine to sustain itself in this invasion. Mind you, Russia invaded Ukraine, and let's just say Russia decides that it wants to use nukes, which we're going to talk about here in a second. They're not going to nuke the United States of America, all right? If they're going to nuke anybody, it's probably going to be Europe. And as I've stated, even though...
I'd buy that for $1.
I'll get to yours in just a second, all right? Even though, all right, we are optically supposed to be allies with the EU, it's much like a similar relationship between Russia and China. All right? When it comes to the cameras, when it comes to the world stage, you know, everybody's like, yeah, look at us, we're all friends and shit. But in actuality, if you look at the actions the EU has implemented on the United States, especially when it comes to our exports going into their country, they've treated us like we're a fucking piece of shit. All right? They give us no respect. We fucking helped build their fucking country post-World War II with the Marshall Plan. And these fucking people don't have the fucking decency to fucking give us a thank you. All right? So listen, even though on face value, the United States and the EU are all like, yeah, you know, we're down with each other. In actuality, it's the same type of relationship that China has with Russia. And we got Cypher. Russia has proven themselves to be incompetent and inept. They're threatening the West they threatened the West recently, and if they let the Brits use the missiles, or they let Brits use missiles in Russia, they will attack the West. I almost spit out my drink when laughing when I heard that. That's what I'm saying, Cypher. Thank you for understanding that what we feared, you know, this big Russia bad superpower was an absolute pathetic joke. All right? They're throwing out tanks out in this theater of combat in Ukraine that they used in the Afghan war in the late 70s. Putin legitimately had to go on his knees, sucking the schlong head of Little Kim in North Korea so that Little Kim can supply him with whatever crap he's manufactured out of his hermit kingdom. I never even saw Putin do what he did with North Korea's Little Kim with his own fucking people. So that's how desperate that fucker is. So Cypher's he's fucking 100% right. Art Hammond, Anal Sausages, show me some of his music. A lot of it was a big hit. It has some great beats, and there was a nice rhythm to each beat. It knocked out any woman in the vicinity of it. Dude, I don't want to talk about that, all right? Art Hammond, I don't even know why you're bringing that up, you fucking piece of trash. Anyway, we've got Froppy D to dodge the draft, and we've got Battle Posting. Couldn't call into the broadcast yesterday as Mercy, Coyote, and myself were driving home from attending a wedding this last weekend. But somebody else we met from TCR, happily to call in today or any day this week besides tomorrow. I have flying lessons. Well, I would prefer that to happen on the Ghost Show as opposed to anything else. I know this is True Capitalist Radio, and I'm trying to keep it serious. For all those that don't know, I did have an X Spaces in which I announced that I was going to eliminate the text-to-speech, but I also talked a little bit about Dark Razors, the infamous True Capitalist Radio show clipper, who happened to have passed away. And in the process of that, there was a lot of drama. All right, let me go ahead and show you the post here. Very emotional X Spaces. Dark Razor's parents call in and give their side of his life. Dark Razor's parents say a lot of things as it relates to his ex-wife and former friends. So if you're wondering what that person was talking about, that's what they're talking about, is this Twitter Spaces right here. All right, and I occasionally do these, all right? So if you happen to be on X or Twitter, I occasionally do these if you want to tune in, and they're kind of spontaneous and random. But anyway, thank you for that donation, and cheers to you, man, all right? All right, let's get back to some more international news, all right? I was just talking about how Iran and how Israel is going to bomb them in the same operational style as they did to Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the same thing's going to happen to Iran, and the United States ground troops are going to move in, and we're going to clean house, all right? And Jumper Daniels, I like Jay Roosevelt. He did America a favor while the world was going through a Great Depression as he ran for president for a long time throughout the stances. What is your opinion about Roosevelt? I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Roosevelt. You're talking about FDR. FDR, Roosevelt, if you want my opinion, he allowed the Japanese to hit Pearl Harbor. There is a plethora of evidence that suggests that they decoded the message that they had between the folks from wherever headquarters that ordered this to the guys that were there in the Pacific. And moreover, the Great New Deal was a fucking joke. And Social Security is now bankrupting this country because of his fucking idea of creating it into existence. So that's what I think about FDR. He's a piece of shit. No offense, Jumper Daniels, but he's a piece of crap. All right? Anyway, let me get back to Iran, okay, and then transition into Russia. And this is a good story here, because take a look. After all this shit is happening between Israel, Lebanon, Hamas, and potentially Iran, and now that we're making moves, I'm talking United States military, into the Middle East, preparing for a backup invasion after a Israeli bombing, take a look at this. Russia's prime minister to meet with Iranian president in Tehran. All right? So why didn't Putin meet? Why is he sending in this fucking cue ball prime minister to go talk to the president of Tehran? I don't even think the president of Tehran has any kind of authority anymore, for Christ's sake. I mean, remember the last president? I mean, they took him out in a damn helicopter accident. And by the way, they also took out a Houthi leader as well. I just want to let y'all know about that here recently. But anyway, what is Russia going to do? You're going to risk it all for Iran? You can't even fucking take over a country the size of Texas, a.k.a. Ukraine. What the hell are you going to do for Iran? You're not going to do nothing. You're not going to do a goddamn thing. So that's why Putin isn't going. He set this cue ball prime minister. So since we're talking about Russia, what the hell's going on with Russia? Huh? Well, let's just be honest. It's been a while since we've been doing this war. Since the Russians invaded, by the way, put the PC shot on. 1 million are now dead or injured in Russia-Ukraine war. High losses on both sides are posing problems on the battlefield and accelerating demographic fears. Well, no shit. I mean, look, it was Russia's initiation into this military theater they invaded Ukraine, for fuck's sake. What is Ukraine supposed to do? Are they supposed to do what Trump says, just lay down and bow down? Did you hear that in one of the most recent speeches that he gave? He's basically saying that, look, Ukraine's going to have to bow down. Ukraine's going to have to give geography. It's better than all this killing. Hey, asshole. Russia invaded Ukraine. All right? Russia invaded Ukraine, and you're telling the people they invaded to bow down. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get the fuck out. Get out of here with that shit. And let me tell you, now that we've got 1 million dead out here, now that, I think Russia's feeling the pinch. I think Russia's feeling the pressure because did you hear what they did? Russia's nuclear doctrine changed. And it's a warning to the West. You know what? You ain't going to do shit, Russia. All right? You ain't going to do a goddamn thing. All you do is keep threatening and threatening and threatening. And you know what? You don't do shit. All right? Either shit or get off the pot. Nobody's afraid of your fucking nuclear threats anymore, you fucking idiot. And by the way, you want to know why I'm not afraid of nuclear threats from Russia? Because, folks, I was around when the fall of the Soviet Union happened, and when Boris Buy Me a Beer Yeltsin, which became the president after the USSR, he worked with America, believe it or not. And America was allowed during Boris Yeltsin's tenure as president to go into Russia with the United Nations, with the International Energy and Atomic Agency, to denuclearize Russia. All right? So if they have any nukes left after that denuclearization, I doubt they were well maintained, first of all. And secondly, I doubt they work. And if they work, well, then do it. All right? Nobody's fucking scared, Russia. Fucking do it. Nobody's scared. You started all this shit. All right? You started all this shit with this invasion. So if you're going to do it, fucking hurry up and do it and stop talking shit. And Anubis said, UN is going to bring all the Africans once the war is over. Shut the hell up, all right? Give me a break. But anyway, once again, I just do not believe that Russia has any kind of nuclear weapons that could hurt America. Now, maybe they have, some kind of, tactical nukes. And if they're going to implement them anywhere, they're going to implement them in Europe, all right? And that's when Europe will be induced to fighting that war. We're not going to, all right? All right? Fucking Europe is going to be forced to do it. We're going to be kicking ass. All right? We're just going to walk into Iran, and they're going to be greeting us as liberators, all right? So give me a damn break. And by the way, Putin is trying to reassure that everything's fine. He said, Putin, Ukraine goals will, quote, be achieved as he repeats neo-Nazi claims, all right? So here we go again. He keeps talking about these goals being achieved, I mean, how many more Russians that you have to send into the meat grinder before you recognize that this is a lost cause there, Putin? All right, it's done. And I'm surprised there's nobody in the government apparatus of Russia that is relieving this fucking idiot of command and eliminating him altogether. I don't fucking get it. All right, I don't get it. I don't get it. And what are these goals that are being achieved, What are these goals being achieved? I mean, Jesus Christ, what a fucking bunch of crap. And to show you that he's a fucking bunch of crap, take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Putin orders a conscription of yet another 133,000 new soldiers to fight in the front lines. All right, so this guy is quadrupling down at this point in time. And as I stated, he himself, Putin, is eliminating the native Russian race off of the continent. You know that, right? I mean, white Russians are going to be an endangered species if they're not already are because of this whole stupid fucking invasion by Vladimir Putin. So I have no idea why anybody would be simping over this goddamn piece of trash. I have no idea. But, I mean, what is he, another 133,000 conscripts? That doesn't sound like somebody who's winning. All right, let's just put it that way. That doesn't sound like somebody who's fucking winning. All right, anyway, because they are dwindling in population, which I just mentioned, they're now implementing what J.D. Vance has been suggesting here, which is ironic. Take a look at this. All right, they're trying to promote a child-free movement. All right, they want to eliminate anyone, all right, who is child-free and give them a hefty fine. So if you don't want to have children and you want to live your own life, you're now going to be heftily fined. And all of you people that are saying that's based, where are your children? I guarantee you don't have any children. You don't even have your own place. You don't even have your own girlfriend. This is why I'm saying all this ridiculousness that's coming out of Trump's mouth
It's appealing. These fucking jerk-offs that live with their moms, all right? These 20s and 30-somethings that are, I mean, look at it. This is what I was talking about. These fucks. Take a look at this. This is a perfect picture of what I'm talking about. Here, look at this fucking fat tub of lard piece of shit, all right? These are the people that Trump are appealing to with they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. And I find it ironic that you got J.D. Vance talking about, oh, we got to promote the family and we got to find people who don't have children. Their vote should mean less. And yet this is the base right now of most Trump right now. I'm not joking. Most Trump's base is young loser men that have nothing to do other than live with their mom and mooch off their fucking families. That's all there is to it. That's why they're appealing to all this meme shit. Who likes all this meme crap? Fucking losers, that's who. Yeah, this is your average Tim Pool fan, by the way. Jesus fucking Christ, all right? So once again, Russia is going to have anyone who's child-free, they're going to have to pay a hefty fine. That is how desperate the Russian population is, and it has nothing to do other than the goddamn war that was initiated by the Russian invasion. That's it. It was nobody else's fault but Russia's themselves. All right? And LB Capitalist, question of the day, what light snacks is your favorite? I do occasionally like chips and dip, all right? So it'd probably be some corn tortilla chips with guac, all right? I love guac, so I hope that answers your question. Now, as I was stating earlier about how I was saying Russia and China, even though optically, whenever they're together, I'm talking about Xi Jinping and Putin, they're all shaking hands and hugging and kissing. But in reality, they're not really as close allies as many people believe. All right? And hold on, what is this? Pookie from 713. The port of Houston is now closed because of the strike. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, wait a minute. I'm Mexican because I like guac, for Christ's sake? I mean, what are you fucking talking about? They make it at Chipotle. All right, the guy who made Chipotle is some white hipster fruit bowl, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. And Menno Ray say, hey, Ghost, I'm with my friend Nedgot. Shout us out. Well, cheers to Menno Ray and Netgod. All right, thank you very much. All right, look, since we're talking about Russia, let's make a little bit of a transition from Russia to China. Now, this is yet another reason why I continue to say that Russia and China are not the close allies. I mean, first and foremost, China has not supplied any military artillery to the Russian theater at all. No Russian artillery, or no artillery to the Russian theater. Secondly, they're stopped paying debts. All right, China is stopping paying Russian debts to banks. That's another signal that China is showing to the West that, hey, look, all right, we're sorry. We thought we were big and bad, but now we get it. Without you, America, and purchasing our cheap Chinese crap, our whole goddamn country is going to fall to piss. So we need help. We need help. And yet another signal is this. Take a look at this. It soon could get a lot harder for Russia to deal in Chinese yuan. Now, I've been saying that the Chinese are not paying Russian bank debts. And they're not making a whole hell of a lot of transactions with Russia at all. So the currency, hard currency, is now becoming very scarce in Russia. That's why Russia now is using cryptocurrency now as a means of payment when it comes to their underground sales of international crap like oil and natural gas and all the other shit. So I'm telling you right now, Russia is completely isolated outside of North Korea and Iran. All right? So this is yet another signal to suggest to everyone out there who thought, because that's exactly what they were acting like, but thought that they were being belligerents, the Chinese are showing signals that they want to come back and they're sorry and they want to be the fucking sweatshop of the world and they're sorry now, and this is pretty much solidifying it. All right? Another thing solidifying it, I don't know if you saw Chinese stocks today. But by God, I mean, China is now going, if you own any Chinese stocks, I actually have one or two in my portfolio, small caps, of course. But the reason they were going up the roof is because guess what China is doing? China is now hooking it up with a massive stimulus. All right, a massive stimulus package, which signals a technocratic shift within the government and its economy. So that's why Wall Street and everybody was buying everything China. This is a signal that suggests that China is now open up for business, and all their Mao Zedong worshiping shit has now gotten out of their system. All right? Yet another signal that China doesn't want to decouple from the United States, that they're sorry for being belligerents, and that's how it is, all right? And fuck you, Anubis, all right? Fuck you for saying that, all right? Trying to call me a fucking ham bone or something. But what did I tell you? All right, China is now starting to capitulate. They're in no fucking position to be confronting any kind of nation state. I've mentioned the little emperor syndrome many a times. I've also mentioned that their younger generations are completely demoralized because the government of China forced these young people. I'm talking about the folks that I was making fun of in America, 20s and 30s. They forced these young people to get postgraduate degrees so that they can be the intellectual capital of China. The problem? They gave free education to so many of these fucks. And now they're all postgraduate intellectuals, and there's no jobs for them to have. There's no jobs for them to have whatsoever. So as a result, what do you have? You got a whole demoralized generation of Chinese young people that don't want to do a damn thing. And it's sad. That's why whenever anybody in America tries to tout that they want free college for people, that is the worst thing you could possibly do. Because if you give college to everybody, you demean the whole concept of college, which is already being demeaned as it is because of these stupid fucking grants that we give these fucking losers. All right? Why are colleges turning into fucking high schools and shit? Fights in the middle of the dorms and all that? Because we're giving people access to college that have no business being in college. So once again, this is the kind of problems that China is working with right now, and that's why this stimulus is a big deal. That's why a lot of folks were buying Chinese stocks today. I have a Chinese stock that went up 75%. So I'm just saying. And by the way, with all the capitulation that China's doing, of course, the 75th anniversary of the communist China, Xi Jinping had to come out and say the following, all right? No challenges can stop China's progress. He's out here doing damage control, and he looks a little haggard. I'll be honest with you. He looks a little different because all the Mao Zedong shit that this guy thought that was going to be implemented in China and was going to take China in a new direction, complete failure. I'm surprised he's still even existing right now. I'm surprised he hasn't been eliminated. And Tesla Cyberheart Ghost used a Pell Grant to get into university. I fucking did not, you fucking moron. I was scholarship, baby, all right? What are you fucking talking about? All right, it wasn't some mush brain that had to go get fucking a Pell Grant. I was fucking intellectual. What the hell are you talking about? But anyway, President Xi Jinping said Monday that no challenges can stop the country from moving forward. Yeah, except you. He also reiterated that Beijing's aims for reunification with Taiwan. Yeah, you keep talking that, you idiot. Xi was speaking at a reception commemorating the 75th anniversary of the People's Republic of China, which was founded on October 1st, 1949. So it is what it is, all right? They're touting this, but in actuality, they really are trying to capitulate to the United States. Because if we don't buy their crap, it's over. All right? If we don't buy their crap, it's I'm not acknowledging that Tesla Cyberheart. I'm not acknowledging that Rumble rant. Now, with that being said, China, as I've stated, if they want to show superpower force and not confront a nation state, I have suggested to Xi Jinping to go into Pakistan. And Pakistan will allow you to go in there. I mean, I'm surprised Pakistan is not a complete failed state at this point. Because why?
Take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Militants kill 7 workers and kidnap 20 in southwestern Pakistan. You see, Pakistan, as we've been covering in every goddamn True Capitalist radio show, continues to be plagued with all kinds of problems. Terrorism from all kinds of factions. And Pakistan is a humongous investment by China, and China just can't let that be written off for a loss. So China, in my opinion, has to make a move and force Pakistan to allow Chinese forces to go into these regions and just completely eliminate any terrorist faction without any prejudice whatsoever. And not worry about collateral damage or any of that nature because, I mean, these are terrorists. I mean, they're terrorizing the country. Every fucking time I'm up here, I'm talking about how there was a fucking suicide bombing in Pakistan. There were fucking attack in Pakistan. Look, and it keeps going. That's not the only one. Take a look at this. Pakistani gunmen kill 7 workers in the Balochistan region. All right, once again, the Balochistan separatists. The reason the Balochistan separatists are so hardcore right now is because, truth be told, they're actually housing elements of ISIS. Believe it or not. They're actually elements of ISIS. So that's why you're seeing so much terrorism coming out of the Balochistan area. All right? And on top of that, did you hear? Fucking Pakistanis are going apeshit because Israel killed fucking Nasrallah. Take a look at this. Pro-Hezbollah protesters in Pakistan clash with police after being blocked.
For $1.
After being blocked by reaching the U.S. consulate. And hey, Bat, you posting, I'll get to yours in just a second. Thank you very much, man. Cheers to you. But once again, I mean, there's a lot of problems in Pakistan, and there's a lot of investment in Pakistan from China. This would be my move if I was Xi Jinping. All right, this would be my move because you can assert your fucking superpower dominance without confronting a nation state. And I think any damage, any collateral damage, or any casualties, I should say, that China takes on, I think it will be very minimal compared to an actual confrontation. And you can assert China's dominance without actually going and engaging in any kind of confrontation. So this is what I would do if I were Xi Jinping. Now, whether Xi Jinping is actually going to pull the trigger on this, that remains to be seen, all right? All right, but they have all kinds of trouble. And on top of all destabilization that we've been talking about, every time I talk about Pakistan, they have financial trouble. Now, I talked about the last time that I was doing True Capitalist Radio that the International Monetary Fund is actually considering lending even more money to Pakistan, $7 billion. Now, Pakistan had to negotiate with the IMF, and this is just to keep the goddamn country fledgling. And you know what the IMF told Pakistan to do and what they did for this loan? Take a look at this. Pakistan cuts 150,000 jobs, dissolves 6 ministries. So just to get this money, they're adding even more strife that could potentially spawn off even into more violence, dude. So good God. Good God. I mean, something has to give in Pakistan. All right, it's either going to fall to separatists, it's either going to, or it's going to fall to the Tehrik Taliban, which is the Pakistan Taliban faction. It could be destabilized by Al Qaeda, believe it or not. It could be taken over by the old Imran Khan loyalist, which was the previous prime minister, which is now arrested. It could be. I mean, it's a really fucked up situation in Pakistan. And I think the only people that could aid is China. And if China wants to show how big of a tough guy they are, I would actually consider doing and making the move I had suggested previous. And Menno Ray, intellectual, funny way to say you got a student loan and are still paying for it. I didn't get no fucking student loan, all right? I suggest anybody, if you want to go to college, if you don't have it paid for, don't get a fucking student loan. All right, you're shooting your fucking future in the face getting a student loan, all right? Anyway, let's continue on with Pakistan. But remember, they always had a notorious type of rivalry, a brutal hatred of India. They've had 3 wars, and India, I think, has kicked their asses in 2. All right? Now, something is emerging in this region that I want people to pay attention to.
Azerbaijan and Armenia. Now, Azerbaijan has kind of pulled away from Russia, from what I understand, and is now looking for other partners in order to get military armaments, and India as well, or I should say Armenia as well. But I think this is breeding, or I should say it could be spawning a proxy war between Pakistan and India. Because take a look at this. Pakistan and India bolster Azerbaijan and Armenia's air power. And once again, Pakistan is hooking up Azerbaijan, and India is hooking up Armenia with this air power. And I think that they're going to continue supplying military armaments to both sides, which, by the way, Azerbaijan and Armenia hate each other. They hate each other. So watch this region here. Now that you're seeing Pakistan and India sell massive amount of air power weapons to this region, we could be seeing some kind of a war or some kind of a confrontation between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and Pakistan and India are going to use it as a proxy war. So just keep that in mind. I just wanted to put that and bring that up to people's attention, because I think that's what's about to happen here. What's about to happen is Azerbaijan, Armenia, going to get into some kind of confrontation. It's going to be a bloody one. And Pakistan and India are going to use this as a means of not only just making money selling armaments, but a proxy war, because that's what these types of little wars are about. That's what it is. You know? Anyway, let's continue. Let's talk about Yemen, all right? You know, the Houthis and shit. Did y'all hear? I talked about, or I didn't talk about it, I actually tweeted about it on Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it, that the leader, one of the leaders of the Houthis, and an Iranian ambassador, I believe, were all killed in a helicopter crash, all right? I am not joking around. Put the PC shot on. I tweeted this, and I said, you're the only one left, Ayatollah. Enjoy your time while it lasts. And take a look at this. Senior Hezbollah and Houthi terrorists were in helicopter. So the same way that was Raisi, which was the president of Iran, was taken out, now you see the same type of method being used on senior Hezbollah and Houthi leaders. So I'm telling you, man, it's all coming to a header here. And right after this Yemen Houthi leader went down, Israel decided to light up Yemen. Take a look at this. Israel hits Yemen's infrastructure yet again. All right? And the reason is the Houthis think they're all big and badass sending bottle rockets to Israel, and they think they're badasses by fucking hitting cargo boats and shit. But now they're really reaping the whirlwind of their terrorism, and Israel isn't fucking around. All right? Israel is just lighting up shit, and you know what? The fucking Houthis deserve it. They're a fucking bunch of weirdo nutcases. I have no idea what motivates these people. These people kill their own fucking Yemeni people. All right? I mean, they're fucking sick. So, let me tell you, I'm glad that Israel's lighting up Yemen just for good measure. All right? No one's going to invade Yemen. Nobody gives a shit about Yemen. All right? We're just fucking lighting them up just to show them that, hey, you little pirate pricks, you little Barbary assholes, if you think that you're going to be able to play first world games in a third world country, let me tell you something, you got another thing coming, boy. And that's exactly what Israel did here. That's exactly what Israel did right here. So let's see what happens after this when it comes to Yemen, huh? And as I stated, I just want to put a point of emphasis, okay, that we're sending troops into the fucking Middle East, okay? And the reason we're sending them in the Middle East is because we're going to aid Israel. When Israel bombs the hell out of Iran and eliminates the Ayatollah, its apparatuses, and its loyalists, and we're going to go right in and we're going to clean house, and they're going to be fucking greeting us as liberators. Mark my word. Mark my word. All right, the Iranians will be fucking greeting us as liberators. Anyway, put the PC shot on. Irreverent geopolitical takes actually seem pretty good. All right, I'm thinking it's the new golden age of TCR. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. I try to do. I'm glad you're intellectual enough to understand this. These fucking troll terrorists that are in the Rumble and the fucking Kick and the fucking YouTube, they're flapping their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard, talking a bunch of nonsense, thinking they know shit when they don't know a goddamn thing. So thank you very much. I do appreciate that, all right? Thank you very much. And what did I tell you? Once the Niger junta told the United States to leave not only Niger, but Mali and Burkina Faso, Al-Qaeda was going to unleash holy hell. And once again, Al-Qaeda affiliate GSIM claims an attack on armed forces in Mali. All right? So let me tell you, the prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. And I try to keep everybody up to date on what the hell's going on here. All right? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm giving CIA levels of assessment here. And does anybody give two rats' asses? Obviously not. I mean, take a look at these jerk-offs that are in these chat rooms talking a bunch of malarkey about me. Take a look at this crap, huh? Yeah, real funny. Yeah, whatever, you fucking jerk. All right? You know, I think I'm going to end this here right now. And you see how free-flowing it was? Look, it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. Now it's about that time for the totally useless news segment of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, all right? Now, since you people don't understand the seriousness in which our future, well, your future, I'm going to be dead by the time all this fucking technocratic Big Brother AI shit starts coming around. But take a look at what Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle, said here recently. And he said the following: omnipresent AI cameras will ensure good behavior. Oh, are y'all prepared for that? Huh? Are y'all prepared for omnipresent AI cameras to ensure your good behavior? And look, if they're going to apply that to this, they're going to apply that to the internet. All right? I mean, they're doing it now. They're doing it now, I believe, on YouTube. AI monitoring your behavior, monitoring your speech. So let me tell you something. Enjoy this while it lasts. Your freedom, because you people certainly ain't fighting to keep it. I mean, look at the fucking candidates that we have for 2024, for Christ's sake. Nobody is talking about America. Everybody's talking about, we need to put a law to do this. We need a law to do that. That's all both sides are talking about. Republicans were never like this. All right? All right? They were never like this. We were the party of ideas. And now look at us. Look at us now. We're no different than the Democrats at this point, and that's why I don't care, all right, what happens to the Republicans. As a matter of fact, I don't want MAGA around in the Republican Party after 2024. I want to repeat that one more again. I do not want MAGA in the party after 2024 because I want us Republicans that have some kind of moral principle, that have conservative values, that have conservative policy to take control of the party once again and make the Republican Party the adults in the room again. Not the fucking weirdo conspiracy theorist fucking nutcases, all right? Not this fucking stupid, ridiculous, goddamn chattering class that I can't fucking stand. This fucking MAGA chattering class. That's another thing that I'm not going to miss once MAGA is gone. All these MAGA grifters, all this MAGA chattering class shit that has made the careers of fucking losers that don't need to be having any kind of fucking chattering class career. All right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, there's that totally useless news. All right? Omnipresent AI cameras. And this is the guy that created Oracle. One of the richest guys in the world saying this. So that should be a cause for concern. But of course, you idiots don't care, all right? As long as it doesn't affect your fucking video game, as long as it doesn't affect your stupid man-child enemy shit, none of you fucking pieces of shit care. You don't care about a goddamn thing, and that's what pisses me off, and it should piss everybody else off in America. And you know what? I don't just blame you. I blame your fucking dickless parents. That's who I blame. I blame your shitty, dickless parents for condoning your stupid loser activity. All right? I blame your stupid shitbird parents for allowing you to be a game-playing loser, an anime-loving loser, a cosplay loser, for fuck's sake. I blame your dickless fucking parents. That's who I blame. All right? That's who the fuck I blame. So if you're living with your parents, you're like, I can't get out of my house, I don't know what I'm going to do. You blame those stupid pieces of shit. All right? All right, you say that tonight when you're around the goddamn TV watching whatever the fuck you're watching with your goddamn dickless parents and say, you know what? The whole reason why I can't do anything on my own is because of you scumbags. All right, so I want to thank you for making me be a dependent fucking man-child. I appreciate it. Jesus Christ. All right, hold on. I need to take a smoke. All right, I'm sorry. All right, I gotta take a fucking smoke. All right, I know I'm doing me right now when I should be doing the broadcast. But I'm doing me and I don't give a shit, all right? I'm doing me and I don't give a shit. I'm smoking some tobacco that I scored from the Mexican kid that sells candy apples on the corner, all right? And for you people that are criticizing me that I score tobacco from a Mexican kid that sells candy apples on the corner, what the fuck are you doing, huh? I'm supplying economy to low-income people. What the fuck are you doing, huh? And not only do I buy tobacco from the Mexican kid, his Walita, whatever he calls that old bag, I buy her tamales, all right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to buy her tamales probably fucking Thanksgiving or Christmas, all right? So I'm providing economic opportunity for people that need it. What the fuck are you fucking doing, huh? What the fuck? What the hell are you doing? You ain't doing shit. You're just complaining. You're getting your thumbs bruised on a goddamn video game. That's what you're doing. Piece of shit. So anyway, let me take a smoke here. My apologies for everybody. I'm just getting a little angry, getting a little upset here. I'm watching these damn chat rooms, and I can tell you this right now. I mean, you're lucky we're not in a damn bar room because we'd have a fucking problem, boy. All right? We'd have a goddamn problem. I'm not fucking joking around. We'd have a major goddamn problem. And Vox Artificials, hey, Dad, are we going to watch K-On? No, we're fucking not. All right? No, we're not. Give me a smoke here. I'm sorry, I gotta hold it and let it hit the brain. I'm sorry. Gotta hold it and let it hit the brain. I'm sorry I'm taking fucking time on the show here. But by God, you're watching these fucking people. All right? You're watching these people in the chat room. If you're not, fucking open your eyes and look. All right? Look! Look! It's ridiculous. All right, let me get out of here. All right, let me do one more totally useless news story, and I'm going to get the hell out of here, all right? Now, did you hear about this? Put the PC shot on. Out of the New York Post, I flash my boobs at New York City tourists' hotspots for gender equality. If you don't like it, don't look. Now, apparently, according to this article, women have the ability to be in public areas like Central Park and other public-like areas in New York City. Apparently, there is no city ordinance or city law prohibiting women from showing their bare breasts because it's gender equality, right? People in Central Park that are men, they run with their shirts off. So now you've got women showing up in Central Park that are literally showing their tits off. Now, what I ask is this, all right? If you're showing your tits off, so does that mean that a guy that comes up and says, hey, can I squeeze him or something? Does that constitute sexual harassment? I mean, you got tits out. They're all to see. You're obviously displaying them for some fucking reason. I mean, is it sexual harassment for somebody to come up and, can I squeeze him? Can I squeeze him? I'm just saying, man. I mean, these are fucking questions that need to be asked. All right, because if you got some bitch, throwing her chest out, I think she's like, putting her wares out for sale, if you want my opinion. She's showing her wares. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, why am I getting ads for Taylor Swift? I have fucking no idea. I'm not a Taylor fucking Swift fan, for fuck's sake. I don't even know her music. I don't even know. I couldn't even give you one fucking song, dude.
And Silverado, dude, Dad, are we going to watch Monday Night Football in a few? Well, I'm going to watch Monday Night Football. I'm going to watch the Seattle game because, I think Geno Smith, this may be his year. I'm not saying he's going to go to the Super Bowl, but I think he's going to make it. The Dolphin game, I feel bad for the Dolphins. Tua is no longer, I'm not talking about Hawk Tua. I'm talking about the quarterback Tua. He got injured once again, and I blame McDaniel as the coach. All right? This fucking young punk pimp squeak fucking idiot used to be a jock strap cleaner. Now he's a coach piece of shit. Because it's his play calling that is getting his fucking his players injured. And the fact that Tua has, yet again, another massive concussion goes to show you that I don't think McDaniels knows his fucking ass from his elbow. All right? And the fact that, McDaniels' quarterback is no longer playing, that just proves it, all right? And five-finger prostate punch depends on the sexual harassment. Would you say the same to a guy if his shirt's off? Well, I'm sure some folks in here would. I'm sure many of the effeminate pink team playing folk that, are attracted to the same sex would say that, but I'm sure they wouldn't, because if they say it to the wrong guy, it could be a potentially violent situation. All right, but no, I don't know. I don't know what to say. All right, anyway, folks, that concludes True Capitalist Radio for this evening. I thought it went very well. It was very free-flowing, and I appreciate, the kind of banter. It wasn't that trolly. All right, wasn't that trolly? And by the way, Bat U Posting has become a member of the True Capitalist Radio chat room. So cheers to you. Hey, hold on, wait a minute. We got Vox Artificial. But once again, Batu Posting, man, thanks a lot for hooking it up with a membership. I'm actually going to be in the True Capitalist Radio member chat. And as I stated, okay, if you join today, you will get the first card of the exclusive True Capitalist Radio member trading card. I'm giving a trading card every month to members. All right? Every month I'm mailing him a new trading card. It's going to be a nice fucking plastic. It's going to be a black goddamn envelope. It's going to be a gold fucking sticker keeping it all together. It's going to be beautiful. Every month, collect them all. Collect them all because they're exclusive only to True Capitalist Radio members. So anyway, True Capitalist Radio membership, hook it up. I will be in the True Capitalist Radio member chat after this show. And Vox Artificial said, fine, if we're not going to do K-On today, skip this and get to Sega Girls, Dad. Chat, type Sega if you'd rather watch this than listen to TCR. Well, anybody who does that obviously takes it up the tailpipe, all right? So just saying, all right, anybody who does that obviously likes to have their prostate massaged with foreign objects. Jesus Christ. All right, anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I believe we're going to have a ghost show either tomorrow or Wednesday. All right, the next show is going to be a ghost show, and it will be either tomorrow or Wednesday. And how do you join? Somebody in the YouTube chat, how do you join? You go to Blog Talk Radio. Here, let me just copy and paste this, all right? Go to this right here and join right there. As a matter of fact, let me put it in all the chat rooms that are wondering. Right? buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics, all right? And like I said, if you join today, the cards are going out tomorrow. So the first shipment of cards are going out tomorrow. Next month, we're going to have the second card, and we're going to continue these until the end of the True Capitalist Radio membership. I'm going to continue giving a card a month. A card a month. And they're going to be of characters from True Capitalist Radio. So just FYI. Will TTS be on in the Ghost Show? No. No, I am done with the text-to-speech. All right? I mean, look at how free-flowing this damn show was without it. You know what I mean?
I'd buy that for $1.
Silverado Dude has become a member. Thank you very much to Silverado Dude. Cheers. You're going to get yourself the first trading card. This is the first one. If you don't join by today, you've lost out. All right? You've lost out. So cheers to Silverado Dude. And as I stated, I am going to eliminate text-to-speech not only here, but also in the Ghost Show. And I think it's going to be a lot better.
I think it's going to be a lot better because we'll have more time for Radio Graffiti. The video donations will be that much more free-flowing. And we'll still have Rumble rants and all that other shit. It's just, I looked at the 14-hour show I did, the last Go show. I looked at it and I figured, hey, how can I somewhat lower the time for me doing this broadcast? And that's, I think, one of them, all right? So anyway, and what is this? Lazy dude, you killed the show by taking away text-to-speech? Well, I mean, if that's what you believe, I mean, I don't know what the hell. If that's what gets you off, you know what I mean? If that's what, kind of tickles your fucking tail feather, then I don't know what the hell to say, all right? All right? Now, next Ghost Show, we are going to have a pretty good Radio Graffiti. The only videos that I have that I backed up on is denominators, and I got a lot of denominators, so I'll be doing denominators throughout the fucking show, all right? And Vox Artificial's 14-hour show was fun. 24 show. No, we're never going to do a 24-hour show, all right? Menno Ray, no, hey, you could get one too. I mean, better, but believe it or not, Menno Ray, even though he's a shit talker, he's been a member for a while. And all you got to do is DM me on Discord, or you could private message me on Buy Me a Coffee. Whatever your address is, I'll send it, baby. I'll send it. And Feminist Socialist, when are you going to go on Twitch Safe Space? I'm not going on Twitch, all right? I know if I even attempted to go on Twitch, I'd be banned within, who fucking knows, maybe 10 minutes. All right, 10 fucking minutes or some shit. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. Like I said, go show either Tuesday or Wednesday. I will let you know on X. If you don't know the address to X, then please follow me. All right, it's the platform that it gives me instant access to whatever I want to say, so that's why I like it. Put the PC shot on. Right here, The Ghost Report, all one word, no underscores, The Ghost Report. All right, follow me on there. You'll be the first to know whenever I do any kind of a show. As a matter of fact, when it comes to True Capitalist Radio, I broadcast on X, all right? I broadcast on X. So look at that, 468 viewers. Cheers to the folks on X, all right? So anyway, thank you all. Hold on, somebody just hooked it up with a Rumble rant. Also, when am I going to get a hug that you promised on the Ghost Show? I didn't promise any fucking shit. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, you still have my address. If you send them, I'll send postage. I probably don't think I'll need postage, all right? And Hambolia said for the 400th Ghost Show, do 400 hours. You see what you fuckers think that I'm... Anyway, thank you, but probably not, all right? Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Thank you all for tuning in with me on this episode of the True Capitalist Radio Show. We're going to be doing this a lot more often, but I got to do the Ghost Show. People like the Ghost Show, too. So I'm trying to juggle both of these shows and trying to, kind of be time conscious. And that's why the text-to-speech is no longer around, all right? So once again, Ghost Show either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And we're going to have Radio Graffiti, and who knows, maybe we'll have some other bits. Maybe we'll have something else going on, huh? Anyway, thank you for tuning in with me. Until next time, I'm out of here.